welcome. Come inside, take a seat, please, as they say in the bars. Okay, hi guys, welcome to the live stream tonight. Good to have you all in here. We've got 43 in straight away. I'm just kind of hesitating because I want to see the picture's okay. Do you remember last week when we had this? When I had to cancel the stream 3 times or restart it 3 times, and there was a problem with the picture. It was awful, and I got all nervous and sweaty. I figured it out. It was, you know, when you get an update, an automatic update from Windows, and it says we need to reboot. It says you need to reboot your computer. Well, I didn't reboot it because I had the stream all set up in the daytime with the pictures, videos, and everything. And I thought if I reboot it, I might lose it all. So I left it, and then I found out the next day that if you don't reboot it, then you have problems like this. So there you go. Next time, it caught me. Next time that won't happen. Right. Hi to everyone. 73 in now. Good to see you all in. And let's say hello to a few people. Loads to get through tonight. We're going to talk about what's going on in Thailand at the moment. I've got a competition for you. I've got some of the older adverts, and even Nat from the Nat and Dave show is coming in to say a few sayings later on. So that's all quite a lot to look forward to. Right. Hi to Prior 9. Is that Dowie Natural? I never can pronounce your name, but hi to you anyway. Guideline 7. Hi. Alexander Dupont. How you doing, mate? Shinrana. I always say Shinri. I don't know why. Shinrana. How are you doing? Dave Dorman. Hello from. Where's that? Welsh? I'm not sure where that is, but hi to you anyway. Paul Hospital. Paul, the old ones are the best. It's all what Paul's, but it's all going off with a bang tonight. It's kind of starting to quieten down now. It was like downtown Baghdad outside tonight with the fireworks. If you're watching this and you're not English, 5th of November, it's fireworks. It's I won't get into it, but it's very noisy. Dogs go crazy. Talking of dogs going crazy, I've got to say a big hi to Damon Simmons. I think I mentioned before, he goes through hell every 5th of November. He's got a dog, and it just goes absolutely apeshit. It's so much so that it's jumped in the bath, knocked its teeth out in the past. It's run through doors and put holes in it. You know, it's bouncing around. It craps itself, and he just goes through hell, and he doesn't get to sleep till about 3 o'clock in the morning. He was telling me yesterday, you know, the fireworks will start to settle down maybe about 11 o'clock. The dog comes round, settles down, and about half an hour later, rockets, and you know, it's a nightmare. But what he's done tonight, he's got a warehouse that is next to one of the major airports in England, and his warehouse is actually very close to the end of the runway. It's under the flight path, so you can't light fireworks in the, you know, where airplanes are flying over so low. So what he's done, his office is inside that building, and he's sleeping there with the dog tonight. So and I don't think he'll be watching live, but he might watch this tomorrow. Richard Day, how you doing? I've said hi to you. Shane Old Traveller, how are you doing? I believe I've seen you on Ed's stream last night. Nice to see you in here. Got lots coming up a little while in soon. Right. Hi to Javier Lopez. How you doing? Seamus Doherty, Jam Jar Johnny. How you doing? Usual suspects, isn't it? A Nomad Overseas. Taxi to Lao. Here's a new one. Who's that? Ono P. Hi. How you doing? Haven't seen you in before. Stuart Marston. Right. What's that? A Nomad Overseas. Jesus, is that music from the Thai version of the Teletubbies? I like to try different things. I've got a new end card. I've got something new at the end as well when I say goodnight to you, or a little bit different music. I just like trying stuff. I mean, when I put the card up tonight, I put a different girl on it, and somebody said, oh, I preferred the girl from last week. So I'll try a few different girls, and then I'll let you guys choose which one should go up every week. But I like trying different music. And the problem with the Thai music, it's really hard to get music that's not copyrighted. But I heard that and I thought it was quite lively, so I thought I'd give it a try. I might go back to the old one, or I might try something else, but it keeps it fresh. Darren, how are you? Marion Marcizak, is it? How are you doing? Poppycorn, hi, another one. I see you last night in Ed's stream as well. We'll talk about some of the same stuff Ed did. I've got some later news. Tilt, how you doing, mate? Yeah, thanks, Shane. You were in last week, weren't you? It was a flipping disaster. I had to start 3 times. Adrian Baker, how you doing? From Sydney. Nicholas, how are you? Ralph, Charles Sanders, Red Hammer. Who else we got in here tonight? Ron Rocket, word up. I'll put that up. Hi from England. Is that Will 21? Ben Born Survivor, how you doing? Mike Jackson, Robert Beatty. Hi, thanks for telling my story last week. No, thank you, Robert. Without your stories, I couldn't tell the stories. There's 3 more tomorrow. and I've got a bonus video going out on Sunday I've made with Michael. Remember Michael who talked about the marriage scams? And he's in Thailand at the moment. He went on Wednesday. I'll show you some photographs of the airport from when he arrived on Wednesday. But no, thanks for sending in the stories. And as always, guys, if you've sent in a story, it will be read out. Matthew Olcorn, how are you doing? Dave Andrews, hi, happy bonfires night. Maybe fireworks tonight on stream. Okay. Taxi to Lao, do you use a MacBook? Do you mean personally or for the streams? No, I use a full. In this room, I use a full-size computer and I use a just a webcam. The webcam cost me 15 quid. I mean, it's so cheap, but it seems to be okay. It's not high definition, but it's okay. Jonathan Brazier, hi Peter, John from Down Under, another guy from Australia there. Nice to have you in the stream. Daniel, I've said hi to you. Like some of these names I can't pronounce. Is that Light Yagami? Oh, it's a Japanese thing. How are you doing? A Midnight Cry. Hello, Peter. I'm new and love your channel, West Palm Beach, Florida. Oh, thanks for that. Tom, hi from the Black Forest. Guys from all over the place now. This is Tai Farang in Arizona. Hello, everyone from sunny and warm Arizona. It's not sunny here. It's last night. It was ice on the cars this morning. You know, as British love to talk about the weather. It's not too bad tonight. Who else we've got? David Litch, is it? Hi you're from San Francisco. What time is it there now? Must be, is it early morning in that side of that part of the world? Black Bolt, how you doing? Guy Fawkes, yeah, you know about that. Dave in Subi, Philippines, day 4 of quarantine. Oh, you're in the quarantine, Dave, so you're in the hotel prison. Right, Godlight. Hi, Peter. Love the channel. Do the girls in Thailand still get tested every week in the clinic? I think that's a little bit of a misconception. If you're talking about for SD, I don't want to say it on YouTube, but if you're talking about, you know, the test for STDs, I might as well say it. For a while they did sort of go through the motions of it, but everything, you know, they can get false papers, and the bars don't force them now. You just got to take care of yourself. You know, I mean, you know what I mean by take care of yourself. You wouldn't, you know, drive a car without a seatbelt on, would you? Yeah, that should be plain enough. Right, Evil C, how are you doing, mate? Good on. Thanks for the stream. It's going to be better tonight because I'm on a high. I was looking forward to tonight's stream. I was just a little bit nervous because of last week's picture. I won't keep saying that, but you know, when it started, I was saying hello to everybody. I was looking at my other monitor, how you guys see it, and so far so good. So it's gonna, you know, I'm not feeling a bit depressed about it. Steve Wilner, this is right, what's that? Right, this is very strange on my end, live or replay. And last night, one huge boom was heard, so maybe that explains, but not sure if you were talking UK versus Thailand. Yeah, not sure about that one, Steve. I'll move on. Where's Appleyard? How you doing? Good morning. Nice to see you in the stream. Football nerd. Good. Hi, Paul Withers. Thanks for that. Great. Did you say you're in Pattaya? Great channel, Pete. Pattaya, 21st of December. Yeah, but they're missing out, aren't they? Pattaya isn't a blue zone at the moment, so even restaurants can't serve alcohol. I know there's this thing where it's all cloak and dagger, and people are, you know, but some bars are serving beer or alcohol from a teapot or a coffee pot, and the customers are drinking it in mugs, you know. But that's not the way to go, is it? I mean, you know, looking over your shoulder every couple of minutes. Yeah, they just missed out on it. You know, the business owners in Pattaya are not very happy about it. You know, they've gone through a long time without any business, and now they're, you know, I have got some good news later on though. Let me just finish saying hi to everyone. Rich in Franglang, hi to you. Carl McFadden, how you doing? I think I said hi to most. Neil from Cheshire, Michael Green, Jay Carl, Paul Thompson, Dark Side watching the snooker. You're there now, are you, Paul? Not yeah, okay. I seen Trevor's video a few weeks ago. He was having a walk around there. People seem to be having a good time. Doug D, greetings from Atlanta. Taxi to Lao. How far is Soy Bintabat from the big night market in Hua Hin? Oh, it's really close. I'm going to talk a little bit about Hua Hin later. Taxi to Lao. It's if you jumped on, you won't walk it really. If you jumped on the back of a motorbike, probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes. It's all very close, the entertainment in Hua Hin. And they've got a new bar complex that's gone up. I've got a photograph of that, and I've done a little map so you can see where that is. Right, Mark Mosley, hi from Cincinnati. Good to see you again in last week. Paul Hoskin, did Peter say Nat's on tonight? Not the real girl who does the Nat voice, but I've got something because I get a lot of guys in the stream, so I've not been to Thailand before. I watched all the streams, you and this guy and this guy and this guy, but I'm definitely going in January, whatever. And you know, they've not been, and they've got a lot to look forward to, haven't they? And when they go around these bars around Pattaya, they're going to hear these same old sayings. They won't go away, will they? It'll be like, what's your name? Where you come from? And I've made up a little montage of it. There's only about 20, 30 seconds. It's Nat, the cartoon, and she's coming out with these expressions. So that should be fun. My camera's, that's it. I've learned a little trick. When the picture shimmers, if I put my hand in front of it, it resets. And that, look, let me just show you. If you have a look at that picture, that's Soi Bintabat and Hua Hin. Now, it must be early in the evening because it's normally a lot busier than that. But can you see the building right at the back with a blue kind of neon sign? That's a Hilton Hotel, and that's like a landmark right in the center of Hua Hin. So when you enter Soi Bintabat at the other end, you're coming from the other end normally. Adjacent to this Soi, there's another Soi exactly the same length, kind of to the that kind of way. So it's like two Sois like that, and then you've got a Soi that joins the Soi. It's like a big letter C. So it's lively. There's plenty to do. That's the kind of real main touristy area. And then you've got Soi 80, you've got Soi 81, and I stay on Soi 94. I'll tell you why later. I like Soi 94, and I'll show you what's going on there now. Okay, Darcy from Belfast, how are you doing? Okay, I've got a super chat there. Who's that from? Ad Humphreys. Thanks for that. That'll get me a couple of straight into the Cronenberg. No, I'm not going to put it into the Cronenberg fund. I've started a Thailand pot now because let's talk about Thailand. Right? Have I said hi to everyone? Juan Carlos, how are you doing? I think that's everyone for now. Okay, let me get my notes up here. So before I start, let me just give a big shout out to Noel again. Noel's the blind chap. He loves to listen to the stories and the live stream. He can't watch it obviously because he's blind, but he does like to hear his name shouted out. So hi Noel, if you're listening to this. Okay, so let's talk about first of all, let's talk about this Thailand pass. I'm not going to go over old ground that everybody else has spoken about since Monday. But let me show you some pictures that, you know, Michael, who's on the stream with me, 202 in now. So I'll start talking about some, you know, some good stuff. Right. So Michael, it seems to be with the Thailand pass. The problem isn't when you get to Thailand. It all went quite smoothly. I read an article that in Phuket, people are off the plane. They do the PCR test in the airport itself in Phuket. And it's a very fast process. Very good. No problems. The same in Bangkok. Michael went in on the Wednesday. So the aircraft he came in from, he flew from Washington and then he had to go to Tokyo and then from Tokyo to Bangkok. But he said from when they opened the doors of the aircraft to actually being in the arrivals hall and going through it was 11 minutes. But it you know, the aircraft was empty. And look, here's a few photographs that Michael sent me on Wednesday. You know, normally those doors would be bustling there. There's another one there. You can see there's no queue or anything of people waiting to meet this guy, whoever he is, with a hat on there and his assistant behind him, I presume. But there's just, you can see a few people in the background. And then again on that one, this is Michael walking to the wherever he's walking to. He's in the airport, obviously, but you can see it's very, very quiet. So the problem doesn't seem to be so much when you get to Thailand. That's not the problem. The problem is it's all gone wrong with this Thailand Pass website, hasn't it? And I've sort of looked at it, and there's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel. I honestly, let me just say hi to Nick. There's no super chat there. Nick Franco, thanks Nick for that. Appreciate that. Add this to your Sang Som fund. I'm off to Hawaii for a few weeks. Okay, it's a Thailand pot. It's all going into the Thailand pot. I'm hoping to get out there for Christmas. Okay, so let me just give you my sort of thoughts on this Thailand pass thing. I think, to be fair, I think where they made a mistake, they didn't fully test it. If it had been a country like Japan or Singapore or one of those kind of countries, what they would have done, they would have got this Thai pass website up at least a week, if not longer, before they launched it. They would have tested it on every browser that's out there, you know, Firefox, Windows Explorer, Google Chrome, everything, to make sure there's no issues, and fully tested it. And then what they would have done is probably got their top team of hackers in that country to try and attack it, to try and steal data, to try and corrupt it somewhere. And if that was okay, all the browsers work, even old browsers, because a lot of old guys, they don't update browsers and software. They're still using what they used 10 and even 20 years ago. So they would have, all tested in all the browsers. They would have had hackers to try and infiltrate, get in and steal data or crash the site, whatever. And what else would they have done? They would have just done lots and lots of tests. They would have kind of thrown a few viruses at it, the bad viruses that they know about, and they've got people who can do that. But I think what they've done, first of all, I don't think, websites are not like in the 90s. In the 90s, you'd make a website on your computer, all your pictures, everything. You might have a little database, and then when it's finished, you've tested it on your computer, you upload it. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's all databases, and most websites of that nature now, they work from taking little pieces of information, scripts from lots and lots of different files. And the reason for that is because if you've got a database with 10,000 pages in it, and you want to change, say, a $sign to a £sign or add an extra zero, then you're not going to go in and individually change 10,000 pages. You're going to change a little script, and that will go and feed straight through to them 10,000 pages. Job done. And I think what they've done, first of all, they haven't fully tested it. Secondly, they haven't. I think they've used some old software mixed with some new software, and I just don't think it was put together right. And what they've done, they've actually launched this website, and now after launching it and say, hey, we're ready to go, this is when the problem started. I was reading social media at 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK. Now, bearing in mind, it should have been available 9 a.m. To start logging on. And you had that guy on the Tiger that somebody was talking about yesterday. He's an IT. He's fully good. He's good on computers. He couldn't work out. He was saying documents had to be uploaded in JPEG format. Well, JPEG format is normally for photographs. PDF files is what you would use for loading documents, and it was all the wrong way around, and he couldn't get his head around it, and he kind of just gave up. So in a nutshell, I suppose, to end this little bit, what I'm trying to say to you, I just think it was they didn't they should have had it ready a week before, fully tested it with everything I've said. Once they're satisfied, all these little problems they could have ironed out, all these little problems, fully satisfied them, right, this is good to go. Launch at 9 a.m. Monday. It wouldn't have had any problems. All these people could have gone on it, got their Thailand pass, and bang, away they go. But as it happened, they had, I think it was about 1,500 people went into Thailand on Monday, and probably 2/3 of those were Thai people, not foreigners. Michael said there were a few Europeans, some Americans, but not that many. But that's my thoughts on it anyway. Dave Andrews says, I paid 5,000 baht for the first December AQ hotel package for one night, but Thailand pass is driving me crazy. Big problems. Yeah, I know what you mean, Dave. I mean, it seems to be driving everybody crazy. Like I say, what I think is going to happen, Dave, I think they're starting to iron. I mean, they've got it up and running now, haven't they? And if you still have problems, there is actually a fix on the Tiger website. It's kind of like it's a long way around to get to a short point, but they've got, I don't know where it is. You'd have to go on the Tiger website and find it and read up on it. But from what I gather, it's a security issue that in your browser, if you haven't got this small piece of security in your browser, then this thing won't work. And the Tiger has a fix for it. But then the advice is, once you've got your Thailand pass, you should get rid of this security thing off the browser, because it's not good for other software. So I think they're ironing out, the problems are getting ironed out. We're only now on the 5th of November. So it's been, what we're now with Friday, it's been 5 days now. They're starting to iron things out. It's up and running. And I think as the weeks progress over the next few weeks, I think they'll get rid of all the problems. The first wave of tourists wasn't that many, but more and more are going in, will go in. And hopefully, I'm hoping to go out there for Christmas, 10 days in Thailand, a couple of days traveling, so about 14 days. But like everybody else, the one thing that puts me off, the one thing I can do the PCR, I can do the code and the website and all the rest of it. The one thing that's really putting me off, that I really don't like, is the PCR test that's time limited to 72 hours. If they just said bring a PCR test that lasts for a week, I wouldn't mind so much. But I'm hoping as it settles down, I'm hoping that they'll get rid of all that. And I'm hoping what they'll do, eventually what they'll do, they'll say, okay, you'll just have a barcode. And when you come in, show us that barcode. We know you've had your 2 jabs. That'll all be in the systems, it'll all be linked up. And then hopefully things will start to move a lot easier. But there is some good news. There is, okay, you read lots of different things, but so let me go through some, because we've got over 230 people in now. So let me, I normally find stories and read the whole story. What I'm going to, the format now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to take headlines of the latest bits and pieces you might not have heard. Bangkok now, they're considering reopening the bars on the 15th of November. There was the date of the 1st of December was thrown around for a while. But the opening of entertainment venues and bars and pubs will rely very much on the trend of new infections and the rate of hospital beds occupied by patients. So this is what I'm saying. I think it's very much trial and error. They're watching what's going on at the moment. And if the numbers go up, then obviously they'll, they're going to put restrictions in place again. If it all goes well, then hopefully they'll relax it a lot more. Okay, so let me see what you guys are saying. Dimitros from Greece, how are you doing? Nice to see you here again. You're a regular now. Right, someone's given me a super chat there. Let me just see who that is. Put that on screen. There we are, Darren Drew. Thanks, Darren. Appreciate that. David Craig, easiest way to transfer to JPEG is to print the page, scan it as a JPEG, then problem solved. Yeah, I mean, there is ways. It's like walking around the block to get from A to B here, isn't it? Sometimes I'll have a JPEG and I want to send it to a company. It's a scan, and they come back and say, no, it has to be a PDF file. So all I do is go into Google and I type in transfer a JPEG file to a PDF file, and I get a window, upload here, and it comes back as a PDF. You can do it. It's not difficult. But my point is, you shouldn't have to do that, should you? Because, the website should be sorted before it was launched. Black Bolt says, very frustrating. I hope I can spend a couple of hours on Thailand Pass. Let me just get rid of that shimmer again. That's like magic. Wave your hand and it goes. Yeah. What else? Okay, blimey, 20 minutes already. Okay, we'll get into some of the fun stuff soon. Javier Lopez, right now the Thailand Pass seems like an absolute nightmare. The English version of the passenger locator form is working quite well, apparently. Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, let me just change this picture because it seems to be an issue with that. You see it shimmering. Let me put the one from last week for a while, but I hope I'm not tempting fate. Oh, that's doing it as well. I have got a fix for this. Bear with me, guys. It's good when it works. Right, nearly. One more attempt at that. I think it's because I'm not using any lighting. I don't really want to sit here and have bright lights. I use lighting on the stories, but I don't want to sit here because it's quite relaxing doing now it's down the bottom. I don't think I'm going to get around this. Let me have one more go and then we'll move on. Change that number again. Right, that's it. 37 now. Okay, let me just put it back to what it was because it wasn't that bad, was it? Or maybe we'll try that one. Oh God, it was a picture. Like one more go, then I'm going to just leave it, guys. Sorry about this. That's it. Right. Okay, that's not too bad, is it? Okay. Right. Okay. Getting a sweat on there again. Hello. Right. Let's have a look. What's that say? Hey, then. Hello again. Nat's popping in. Give her. Yeah, should I do that now? I'll do it now, and I'll do it at the end of the stream because people love the animation, David Nat. So what this is, I'll just say, I'm repeating myself now, but there's a lot of guys who come into the stream and they haven't been to Thailand and they've watched all the YouTubers and they're like really looking forward to going. And we tell stories and we say, look, when you go into bars, you're going to get the girls. Where are you from? What's your name? So I've put together a little bit of a montage. Now, if you're a silver, we don't have silver members anymore. If you're a gold member, then you'll have probably seen this, but I've cut it up a little bit for this stream because it's in the members area. But excuse me. So it's only about 20 seconds long, but here's Nat with some typical sayings that you'll hear in the bars. And I'll play this again towards the end.
What's your name? Where are you from? You're so handsome. You handsome man. Me never go customer before. I just start work here today. Oh, I need money for my sick buffalo. Up to you. I have to go now. Bye-bye. Choop choop. What's your name? Where are you from?
Start it again. That's my favorite part when she says goodbye, joop joop. That's kiss kiss. That's a translation. Okay, so I'll do that again at the end because that's quite fun, isn't it? Right. Let's have a look. I'll tell you what always amazes me. You know, the season 2 has just started of the Nat and Dave. She's going to go to the UK. I don't want to give too much of the story away. People think she gets bumped off and all sorts. You see, if we, like I said to you last time, if we just got her to have another boyfriend, she did the same thing. It's just going to be repetitive. So there's a different storyline now. So she's going back to the UK with her new husband, and then things start to happen. It starts to get interesting. So this is series 2. Volume 1 was last Saturday. Unfortunately, we can only get one out at the end of the month now because Simon's busy, but at least one's better than nothing, isn't it? Okay, so let's, did I put that up already? I did, Darren, didn't I? Yeah. Right. What's this? Hi, Peter, Andy, Davey. Hi, Peter. The thing that still bothers me is if someone else on the flight tests positive, what happens because flights will be getting fuller? Yeah. So from what I understand now, when they first had the sandbox in Phuket, if one person on that flight tested positive, the whole aircraft had to go into quarantine. So apparently now, and this is not written in stone. Don't take my word for it, but I'm, let's say, 98% sure because I've read it in a few places. It's only the person sitting next to you on the left or the right. If they test positive, you have to go into quarantine. So if you've got, if the plane's full and the guy at the front tests positive or at the back or over there, you're fine. But if you're an unlucky person and it's the person next to you, then that's what's going to happen. It's not great, but hopefully everybody's had their PCR test and everybody will be negative, so they can't catch it off each other. Hello, Peter. I had to rebook my Thai flight today. Forward 1 week, was due to go on Tuesday, but still no Thailand pass. Can't risk having my PCR test on Sunday and it won't arrive on Monday. Yeah, and the other thing you have to remember, Richard, which Michael said, it's all very well saying 72 hours, 3 days, but don't forget the time differences. We have a 7-hour time difference between Thailand and the UK now, so you've got to take that into you've got to think about that as well, haven't you? Have you heard about that new pill that's come out? It's the UK is the first country in the world to approve it. It's a pill to fight the pandemic. Now, just to be very clear on what this pill does, it doesn't stop you catching it. It doesn't stop you catching it, but it's more for vulnerable people, elderly who are in care homes, people who have got certain sicknesses, kidney infections, lung disease, cancer, all the people are high category risk. So what this pill actually does, presuming you had your injections and everything, but if you happen to catch it and you're a vulnerable person who has a good chance of getting real sick real fast. So what this pill actually does is if you catch the disease, so what happens, it replicates itself. It starts off small, it replicates itself until you end up in hospital or even worse. And what this pill does, it stops it in its tracks. So it doesn't stop you catching it. You can still catch it if you're unvaccinated, but if you catch it, this pill will stop it escalating into something worse, and hopefully it will just be like a common cold for everybody, and it will go away. So that's quite good news. What else is happening at the moment? So Bangkok remains quiet despite reopening. We've touched on this. Business owners are hoping Thailand's reopening to tourism this week will soon restore it. The early signs, however, are they may need to wait a little longer before the pandemic. Let me just put a photograph up of Carlson Road because I'm going to read that bit out as well. This is Carlson Road. I think it was Reuters went down to have a look. Let me just where are we? Yeah, this is Carlson Road here. Let me finish this article. So it says, the early signs, however, are that they need to wait a little longer before the pandemic. Carlson Road was heaving with people on weekends. When Reuters visited on Tuesday evening, there were a few visiting the restaurants and cafes, but the streets remain quiet with around 90% of the shops closed. So yeah, that's quite disappointing for them. All those businesses were told that the tourists are coming back in mass and they're all getting excited about making money again, and unfortunately it hasn't happened. Guys, just a reminder, I've checked with Trevor, Buzzin' Patio Trevor. He's coming on next Friday. My streams are weekly now. I was on Trevor's stream 3 or 4 weeks ago. We did the Ladyboy competition. He tried to trip me up, didn't he? But I got all 3 of them. But I've invited him on now, and I'm going to do the same with him. I'm going to give him 3. We're going to do the competition tonight in the same format as last week, the 3 pictures. But Trevor's coming on next week, and we'll see how he does. He's my guest next week. Right, what's this? David, hey Peter, there are 3 tests to do: PCR test before you fly, test in your hotel, and then self-adjutant test kit. Yeah, that's right, because they give you, if you're all clear, the package you go in, you're supposed to do a kit, a self-test. They give you a kit when you're in your package. It's nice of them. And 6 or 7 days after you arrive there, you have to test yourself. Right. Eric, what is the pass you're talking about as I'm thinking of going to Thailand? Eric, it's too much to talk about here. Lots of YouTubers have spoken about it. If I try to talk about it now, everybody's going to leave the stream board. Just type into, I don't want to lose you, but if you want to know, that's fine. Just go to YouTube and type in, what is the Thailand pass? And you'll get all the videos come up and that will tell you everything. It's not that I don't want to tell you. It's just such a broad subject. Right. We want Nat, Michael Green. We'll put her on again at the end. What are you saying, Taxi Dad? If you test positive on arrival, what kind of facility are you held in? It sounds like, yeah, what a facility you're held in. I think it's just the hotel quarantine. I think 10 days, minimum 10 days. You'll have to pay for it, of course, and it will have to be an approved hotel. I don't think too many people are going to arrive testing positive because, there's so many safeguards in place now, isn't there? You get tested before you go. It's 72 hours. When you arrive, you get tested. Everybody on that plane's got a PCR test. And it shouldn't be as bad as when they had the Phuket sandbox, but who knows? What should we do now? Right. Edward says, Nat is cute, but cunning. People like her voice. I'd love to, Simon does these. One day when we decide that we're finished, we can't do the Nat and Dave anymore. What we might do is we might bring that lady on as a guest, the girl it's a real girl in Thailand who does the voice. Her name's not Nat, but she does a very good job. We might bring her on and say, introduce and say, have the cartoon up and then slowly move the cartoon as she's speaking. That'd be a lot of fun, I think. Right. What else are we saying? I'll tell you what, let's do, should we, right. Do you remember last week? If you were here last week, now and again, we do these, adverts that we used to have in the UK, funny adverts, the PG tips. Last week I did some high karate adverts. This week I've got some more PG tips adverts for you, which I'll do a little bit later. But right now, do you remember, these look really dated now. No, I'll tell you what, before I do the Hamlet adverts, I've got 3 Hamlet cigar adverts. But before we do, let me do a couple of Heineken commercials. These are great. The first one's, I think it's from around the 80s in the UK. The second one, I think it's either Dutch or German or something like that, but it's really funny. I'll do the British one first, and that'll be followed by the whatever it is, German or Dutch. Maybe somebody watching can tell me what language it is. But here's the first one. It looks a bit dated, but it's still funny.
The water in Mallorca doesn't taste like what it ought to.
No. The water in Mallorca don't taste like what it ought to.
The water in Mallorca doesn't taste quite how it should.
Mallorca.
Mallorca?
Mallorca.
Mallorca.
Hi, Dale. Any danger of some refreshment in here?
Here you are. Get your laughing gear in there.
Oh, golly. The water in Mallorca
What's that?
don't taste like what it oughta. Oh, gosh. The water in Mallorca don't taste like what it oughta.
She's cracked it. She's only cracked it.
You're absolutely wrong.
Heineken refreshes the parts what other beers cannot reach.
Brilliant. Now this next one, you might want to turn your volume slightly. This is a shorter one. That was quite long. You might want to just reduce your volume by a tad. But when I first seen this, I thought this one was so funny. Check this one out, guys.
Hier bij de slaapkamer.
Ah, ja.
Met...
I've watched it about 10 times now when I was setting up the stream. It still puts a smile on my face. That's great, isn't it? I've got some, I won't do them all at once. So later we've got 3 Hamlet ones. I've got 3 PG tip ones as well. They're good again. They're my favorites of PG tips, but we'll come back to them. Right. Open your hi. Anyone know how it will work if I have 7-hour gap between flight arrivals and my ASQ hotel check-in? Yeah, I mean basically the PCR test, it cannot be when you get tested, when you arrive in Bangkok, it cannot be older than 72 hours. Whatever your travel plans, however you're doing it. Javier says Nat is so cheeky and charming. Right. Thailand bound, you need to add a new one soon, asking her to pay for Maxine, handsome man. Yeah, but you know, I get lots of ideas for scripts. People say things like, "Oh, I'd go to her bar and burn it down." You know, if I was Dave, I'd go there with a 20-liter can of gasoline and petrol and pour it through the letterbox, burn it down, and you know. But the thing is, I don't write the script, so we get some great ideas. But Simon, you know, he comes up with this. He's very good at this, and I just let him get on with it. You know, it's his baby at the end of the day. Right, Demetrius from Greece. Hi, how you doing? Right, Mark Glover. I watch you every week. I'm booked, even if it won't be so good. You're Thailand bound. Okay, thanks for that, Mark. Lee Hughes. One of the funniest lines I heard from a bar girl was when a guy bought her a flower from a flower seller. She looked at him like he was crazy and said, "Can't spend flour." Yeah, they're very practical, aren't they? I told you that story. I'll tell you again, just in case. It was a long time ago. I told it. I used to smoke a lot, and I was walking down Walking Street in its heyday. I think it was on my way to the Marina Disco, and they were holding the cigarettes. They used to sell Marlboro White, Marlboro Mild, white packet, red packet, and I had a few in my pocket. I thought I'll just check the prices. How much are they? And he said they're 50 baht. And I said, "Oh, I might be back later." Walked another 100 yards. Another guy exactly the same. And I said, "How much are they?" And he says, 55 baht. And I said, 55. Here's 50 baht. What's the difference? He says 5 baht. What can you say? What can you say? So yeah, very down to earth. Seamus, hey Peter, you're creeping up on 30k subscribers. How many do you think you can get? Do you know what, Seamus? I still can't believe it. Honestly, I'm not just saying this. I just hit 27,000 subscribers this evening. I've been going for about 2 years, but why I find it very difficult to believe. I've said this so many times before. I only made about 3 videos in Thailand. Then the pandemic hit, and I came back to the UK. I live in Northamptonshire. And I made all these videos, 20 things not to do in Thailand, 10 good things about, the normal sort of stuff. And then I started telling a few stories from memory of love stories. Love stories, that's the last thing to tell them. Relationship stories. And then you guys started sending them in. Then I got some other ideas. And the guys in Thailand, they always say, "Oh, running short on content." I'm actually not running short on content. But how many do I think I can get? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be strange because I'm so used to having a YouTube channel about Thailand and doing it from one room in the UK. When I go back, I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I've got to come up with something totally different. There was a guy I watched. He's had it. I've only been going 2 years. There's a guy. I'm not going to name him because that wouldn't be fair. He's a youngish guy. He's about 30 to 35. He's out there. He's out there in Pattaya. He goes about and he does all the camera angles, and he's got the high definition, and you look at him, and I watched one of his videos, and I thought he must have a good subscription count, and he's been going for a few years, longer than me. And I looked, and he's got 14,000 subscribers. It almost makes me feel like a fake, like I shouldn't be here, because there's a guy, he's in Thailand, he's doing his bit in Thailand, and here I am in England, and I've got just hit 27,000 subscribers. So yeah, I don't know, it's a strange one. I mean, I'm really happy that it's going well, but I don't know how many could I get to. You start to taper off after a while, don't you? I mean, if you look at the real big YouTubers out there, they shot up really fast, but then they hit a plateau, don't they? And it slows right down, so as it does with most YouTubers. We'll see. Maybe I'm getting close to my limit now. I don't know. Right. Who else we got in the stream we haven't mentioned? Okay, I'm not even going to try and pronounce your name, but hi, good to have you in here, mate. What else? Yeah, I'm not reading Paul. I'm not reading that one out. What's that? Red Hammer should be safe in the Emirates private cabin. Okay. Right. What's this? Dave Andrew, I've been playing musical chairs to see how sit beside me on Emirates flight is in December. Move my seat twice so no one sits beside me. they're really good, Emirates, aren't they? I've flown Emirates years ago when I wanted to save a bit of money going through the Middle East, but they're really, really good airline, as is Singapore. They're a good airline. Bit of news about Thai Airways here. What they're saying. Right, what is the future for Thai Airways? So a top Thai financial official on Wednesday rejected a funding request from the former flag carrier Thai Airways to the Ministry of Finance for 25 billion. Oh, that makes your eyes water, doesn't it? 25 billion to help its financial position as it ramps up its operation after emerging in June from a court-ordered financial restructuring process. Well, unless so if they're not getting supported by the government now, unless they get, I forget the guy on the Tiger, not Tim, the other one, the younger guy. He was saying, what they need is a rich Arab to come in and just pour a load of money and buy support them. But I don't know. We don't know what's going on. I like flying Thai Airways. I really do. I hope they don't go under. It's, they're great. Right. I played for Thai Pass Tuesday and got it today. So on Monday, I will fly from Denmark. Do you know what? Well done. And I'm not taking the mickey because it's, from what I've read, it's so difficult, and you've done it from Denmark. So you'll have to let us know. Drop us a few comments. If I don't know if you won't be live, you won't be able to watch a live stream, will you, because of the time difference, but let us know how you get on one way or the other anyway. Right. Yes. Saji, any monkey videos later on? There are, because I'm doing the stream every week now. I'm not going to do it for 2 hours. It'll be less, maybe an hour, 20 minutes, something like that. But you know what, guys? I don't have to wait. I normally wait until 10 o'clock to get a beer, but I'm not going to wait till 10. So I'm going to get one now. And what I'll do while I'm getting the beers, I'll just leave you with this. And I'm back. Oh, right. These are really cold. It's a fine art between them freezing and being cold enough. So let me just open this. I see someone was eating his Melbury pork pies again last night, late at night. Yes, I do watch Mr. Sweeney. Right. Let's just get through some more bits of news, and then we'll have some more fun stuff. Not too much, just some headlines. Right, we've done that. Well, we said about the bars up maybe opening on the 15th of November. That would be great. If the bars open on the 15th of November in Bangkok, then I've got 2 weeks to watch what happens, if it gets better or worse, and then I'll definitely be booking my ticket come the first week in December, if I can get a ticket, if I haven't missed a boat. Okay, this is a funny one. You got to translate this one. So this is about Phuket. It says, this was a couple of weeks ago actually, but I forgot to mention it, but it's, the government asked taxi drivers in, I say taxi drivers, not meter taxis, they're these little buses. But it says the government asked taxi drivers in Phuket to act more professional with tourists. Foreign tourists in Thailand can file for hang on, I'll read that bit in a minute. But what that actually means is stop ripping off the foreigners, right? Be more professional. But there was a thing in there today. It says foreign tourists in Thailand can file for compensation from the tourism department if they get swindled by registered tour companies that fail to operate as planned or advised. Yeah, good luck with that one. I'd like to see anybody, successful with that. I don't think you would be. Okay. Right. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I think I will. What's that shimmering? That's my bottle there, isn't it? The invisible 7-Up. What I'll do, I'm going to do the Hamlet adverts now. They're not great, but I probably won't do them again. I've got 3. If you're not from the UK, you won't know these. They're advertising a famous cigar, Hamlet, and they used to have these funny adverts, as a lot of commercials were. And I've kind of edited out the bit at the end where it says Hamlet, a smooth cigar, you know, and because it's the same there's 3 of them, and I've put it into a little video, and I've just actually put the bit in, the funny bit. Like I say, they look dated, but I'll show them once this week, and then next week I might do Milk Tray or Bounty or something else. But I won't run out of ideas. See what you think of these ones. I can't find. No. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. So a little bit different there. I might try and do find the Peter Kay ones for next week. You know, the ones I forget the bitter he was advertising, but they were very funny. Right. Let me just put this this comment up for a minute. I've lost it now. It was from Black Bolt. Let me try and find it. The problem is you get so much stuff coming in that you think I'll put that comment up, and then you lose, and then it just flies by. I remember what the comment said, Black Bolt. So if I can't find it, I will. Is that there? We are. No, that's another one of yours, Peter. Lots of walking wounded recovering from their Thailand experience. This channel makes you realize you're not alone. Okay, but that wasn't the comment I was looking for. It would have been nice to put it up on screen, but I think I've lost it because yeah, here we go. Got it. Because Trevor mentioned this in his stream. You know, they just come flying out, and if you're talking, you just miss them, and it's like you feel sort of like bad that you miss people's comments. Right, Black Bolt. Vietnam is supposedly 90% vaccinated, larger population than Thailand. Okay, so I know this is Thailand bound, not Vietnam bound, but people hop from country to country, and Vietnam's a very popular destination. So I'll just yeah, funny enough, Black Bolt. There's just a 2-liner here or a 3-liner here. Headline is Vietnam targets phased they target the flights for January. Hanoi, Vietnam plans to restart international commercial flights from 15 countries, doesn't say which countries they are, from January next year, eyeing a full back to normal by July. So yeah, you're right. They're trying to get. I don't know if they're not 90% vaccinated. They might well be. They might. You know, I mean, they were quite organised in the 60s, weren't they? But you know, they might do. I don't know because I don't research it. The reason I know all the other stuff about Thailand is because I spend a lot of time researching it. Because the last thing you want to do is give out numbers or dates, and then you get a load of comments. You're wrong. You know, that isn't true. Right. What else? Trying to separate the ones from talking with each other. Right. Tipsy Videos. Hi, Peter. For your information, best way to apply Thailand Pass is through Firefox browser and prepare all documents in JPEG format to upload. Okay, so that's a great piece of information there. So if you're one of those guys watching and you've been on it all day today or yesterday and you just can't work it out, you can't get it out, there are people, you know, people my age, I'm 62, I know I look young, but that's no, the people my age, they're not all you know, they can look at YouTube videos, but they don't all know how to convert documents. And you know, I know how to do it because I'd rather do this and watch TV, and I've learned over the years, but not everybody can. But that's a great tip Tipsy Videos. So what he's actually saying, if you haven't got it, download the Firefox browser. I believe there's no support for it any longer, but it still works. Prepare all your documents in a JPEG format, and then just go for it. Supposedly it works. I haven't tried it, but Tipsy Videos said it does, so that might help some people out. Right. I've got to screen your messages, Paul, because some of them are a little bit naughty. All right, I'll put that one up. Paul Hoskins says, I'm like that when I'm in the Thai massage parlor. Okay. Javier Lopez, brilliant. Is that that'll be the adverts? Oh, we should do that. We'll do the Ladyboy competition at 10. I've tried to make it a bit easier tonight because people struggle, because every time I do it, people are like, God, that was so difficult. I'm worried now. Right, okay. Richard, are you sure it's 72 hours before arrival in Thailand? I thought it was 72 hours before check-in at UK. Richard, I know it's time sensitive. I thought it was 72 hours before arrival in Thailand, but I thought it was 72 hours before check-in. You could be right, mate. I mean, I read these stories and try and get the gist of things for people, but I don't, because I read so much, I don't go into great detail. And what you're saying might be right. So all I would say, if anybody is going to go for this, they need to research it for themselves. I'm just giving them an idea, but Richard, you're probably right and I'm probably wrong. But thanks for letting everyone know. Right. Okay. Red Hammer, let me find you. You give me another donation to the Thailand pot for December. Put that up there. There you go. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. So it's not for it's not for these anymore. It's for the Thailand pot because All right. Somebody was talking. Let's talk about something totally different. So let me just take this off, as it will look like I'm hinting. And let me put some of these up because I haven't done these while I'm talking. Okay, so I was watching a stream this week. I won't say who, but the comments that were coming in, people were saying, "Oh, Thailand's very expensive now." And there was one guy on there. He wasn't complaining. He just made a comment and said he went into the Crazy Horse Go-Go Bar. I think this was pre-pandemic. We're talking about pre-pandemic because obviously nothing's happened for 2 years. And he was saying, look, Thailand's really expensive now. And he went into the Crazy Horse Go-Go. That's probably the most popular go-go bar in Bangkok now. A lot of ladies in there, good-looking ladies. It's Soi 3 is before you turn left onto Soi Cowboy. And he was saying he paid 170 baht for a small bottle of mineral water. Other people were saying it's very, very expensive now in Thailand. So it is and it isn't. That sounds a bit like it doesn't make sense. So let me explain what I mean to you. So if you're going to go on holiday to a place like Pattaya, or you're going to stay around Sukhumvit area, so you book your flight, you've decided you're going to stay in the Amari or somewhere around Sukhumvit, nice comfortable hotel, doesn't matter what it is, that's all paid for. What your vacation consists of is you're going to wake up late, you're going to go out for a nice meal on Sukhumvit somewhere in a tourist area, you're going to wander around Terminal 21 in the afternoon, maybe the next day you might hit a gym or whatever, and then you're going to go to Soi Cowboy for the evening. The next night you might go to Nana Plaza for a couple of nights, and that's basically your vacation. And you might, I don't know, you might nip to one of the big malls another day. So yeah, it's going to be expensive because you're going to tourist areas, and Sukhumvit is like downtown Mayfair, or New York, I guess. It's the most expensive, or one of the most expensive areas. And if you're going to a tourist area, you're going into tourist venues, yes, it's going to be expensive for sure. But the way I look at it, it doesn't matter because you've saved up your vacation money. When I go to Thailand, I can spend up to £1,000 a week. But I've saved that money up and I don't care because I don't want to go into a menu and think, oh, let me just check the prices. I mean, I'm not stupid. I don't just like throw money about, but I want to have a good time. And if I want to go into a bar that's got expensive drinks, I don't want to think about the prices. So I make sure I've got enough money before I go. So the way I look at it is, if you go on vacation, it doesn't matter. You shouldn't go to Thailand on vacation if you've got a really tight budget because you won't have a good time. The reason it was cheap in the old days was simply because of the exchange rate. That was the main reason. You got nearly 80 baht to the pound, and you now get, it's gone up now. It's about 40. What is it on here? 44, 45. It was 36 when I was there last time, but that's one of the reasons it was very cheap. And it was just generally cheaper because Thailand's all over the internet now. Everybody and his brother goes there. They've got the luxury of putting them prices. I mean, I've got how many people? I'll tell you how many people went to Thailand before the pandemic. It was I've got the numbers here. Right, It was 40 million foreign visitors spent 1.91 trillion baht in 2019. That is a lot of people, and it's a lot of money. So yeah, they can afford to put the prices up, as it were. So that's one side of it. It is expensive as you go there as a tourist, and like I said, I don't think it really matters too much because you've saved up your holiday money. Now, if you're one of those people who's going out there to retire, or you're going out there to work, or you're going out long term for whatever reason, you can live cheaply. You don't need to live like a Thai in some village up in Isan. You don't need to be eating noodles on the street every night. But when you live there, you live a different lifestyle. You're not going to go out to Nana Plaza every night. If you live in Pattaya, you're not going to go around the bars every night. Your body wouldn't take it, especially if you're older. So if you lived in Pattaya, you're probably going to live out in Jomtien or Naklua, North Pattaya, where it's a bit cheaper, a bit more quieter. Of course, you'll go out at the weekends. You might go out one night in the week, but you're going to be a bit more frugal because you're there, you live there, you're an expat. So you're not going to go around go-go bars buying ladies drinks and, ringing the bell. You're not going to do that. If you're going there as a long-term residence, then you can still live cheaply. For an example, taxis have hardly gone up. I can get a taxi from Bangkok down to Hua Hin, which is a 3.5-hour journey for about £50, $60. A 3-hour taxi journey in UK, you're talking £300. So taxis are virtually the same price. Buses, Sky Trains, they're all virtually the same price. Meals in traditional Thai restaurants, food carts, they're hardly gone up at all. So you can still live cheaply, reasonably cheaply in Thailand. But, if you're going to hang around in those tourist venues, then obviously, you're not going to get ripped off. It's not so much being ripped off, but you're going to be charged top dollar. Now, I just want to add one more comment about the guy who said he paid 170 baht for a small mineral water. You can go into a 7-Eleven and buy a small bottle of mineral water for maybe 10 baht. You're not paying for, when you go into Crazy Horse, Goga Bar, you're not paying 10 baht for the mineral water, are you? You are paying for what you've got. Though when you go into that Goga Bar, it's difficult to get a seat. When they flash your torch, they go in with a torch. I've been in there a couple of times. I was dragged in screaming and shouting. But anyway, the couple of times that I've gone in there, they couldn't find us a seat. And eventually they told one of the girls to move. One of the dancing girls was on a stool. They moved her so we could sit down. Now, they don't want somebody in there spending 20 baht on a bottle of water, keeping that stool for an hour when somebody who's drinking shots of tequila could be sitting there. They're there to make money at the end of the day, and they're not a Goga Bar that's half empty most of the time. They're absolutely jam-packed every night of the week, pre-pandemic. So what they're saying in a nutshell, what they're saying is, look, if you're a non-drinker, fine. If you want to come into this Goga Bar and look at the girls, fine. But if you want to drink water, it's going to be this price. You still get to look at the girls. You still get to listen to the music. You still get the good service of us bringing drinks to you. And you can still use the toilets and all the rest of it, right? That's what you're paying for. You're not paying 170 baht just for a mineral water. Because if you go to 7-Eleven and you buy a small bottle of mineral water, you can sit on the street, you can stand on the road and look at the traffic, right? So that's just my take on it. That's how I look at it. It's not 170 baht for a bottle of water, and that's it. Right. Now I've got that off my chest. What else is going on? Taxi to Lao. If you go to North or Isan, you will still get really cheap prices for hotels and food. You will, but who wants to live in Isan? I mean, a lot of people do. I know I shouldn't say that. Oh, that's really good. Nearly 300 in now. Great. A few more minutes, and we'll do the Ladyboy competition. Right. Wes Applelad says the only time I spend in Thailand is when I go to Phuket for a few days. My wife's family never let me pay for anything. You find that's that picture. You've got that picture there, haven't you? I read your story out. Was it last week, the last one? And the police, this guy, Wes Appleyard, he's a big biker. And he was in Phuket, and you can just see the small photograph there. The police actually stopped him on his Harley, and he thought, or his group, and he thought, oh, blimey, what have we done? And all it was, they came out and they wanted to sit on the Harley and rev it up. So that was that story. But I forgot what you were talking about now. The last time you'll find that with Thai people, if you've got a Thai girlfriend, you'll find that when you go out with her family, they never let you pay for anything. It's the same with Simon in Bangkok. He's been with his wife for years. They've got three sons. And when they go out as a big group, big family, Simon's wife's family, they won't let him pay for anything. Absolutely nothing. You know, they have bottles of Black Label on the table, and he's never paid for anything. That's just a nice thing that the Thais do. Okay, what else? Right, I think you're talking to someone else. Frankie W. The Thai ladies are better looking, though. Better looking than who? Right, what's this? Roy Mercer. Just a tip. I tried booking a one-day quarantine for 1st of February 2022, but was not able to book. Perhaps the Thai government may wish to reevaluate the situation with regards to day one quarantine. Well, the thing is, Roy, what I don't know if you came late into the stream, but what I was saying at the beginning, all the problems are getting ironed out now. It's only the first week. Yeah, it's all gone up in the air. They got 1,500 people in on Monday, but it's early days, isn't it? And over the next few days, few weeks, I think it's settling down. I've got a good feeling about it. I think things are going to go in the right direction. More people have had the jab over there in Thailand. The people who go out there, you know, they've all got their tests and stuff. I've got a real good feeling about it. And I'm hoping, I'm watching very closely. I'm hoping between now and say the 15th of November, the situation will get better and better, and you know they will open the bars. I'm hoping, and then come December, you know, they might drop one or two things. This is all dependent on it if it works out for them. You know, if the cases start to go up again, then you know all bets are off, and it's like, oh God, what do we do? Let's not even go there. It's depressing. But I just want to say hi to this guy, Mark Hewitt. Thanks, Mark. Checks in the post, as I always say. No, but seriously, Mark's stumbled onto my channel a few months ago, a few months ago. He's actually watched every single video that I've ever put out there. And I think there's about 220 on the channel now. Some of them are 30 to 40 minutes long. So, Mark, thank you for listening. I'm surprised you're not bored yet, but nice to see you in the live stream tonight, mate. Good on you. Javier Lopez, yeah, Richard, you're right. Okay. Wandering So I never pay for anything. Andrew Holmes, Richard, when I go out, yeah, we said that. Billy Pat says it can't get chat on TV, only phone. Okay. Frankie W. Right. Okay. So you're talking with each other. Let me. I was going to tell you about Soy 94, wasn't I? So I don't know if you've been to Hua Hin before. You might have heard me talk about it just really quickly. I won't bore you with it. Hua Hin is like a dampened down version of Pattaya. You know, it's a lot more subdued. But for guys of my age, it's a nice place to go. You know, there's a nice Chat Arm is 20 minutes away. Beautiful beaches, like the Bounty adverts. But Hua Hin's got everything. And I showed you the picture at the beginning there. But let me just grab a picture here because they've got a new. I stay on Soy 94, and this doesn't look at the moment. This doesn't look much at the moment. If I can find them, yeah, there we are. So. Let me just, there's 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, it doesn't look much, does it? There's 6 new bars on Soy 94 in Hua Hin. And Soy 94 is quite close to a lot of the action. The night market, the big mall there. There's 2 malls in Hua Hin. The night, I forget what it's called, but I can't remember what it's called. Somebody will tell me. But I mean, it doesn't look much now. But you imagine once they string the fairy lights up and they get the girls sitting behind there and all the bottles, optics are there and the music's pumping out, it'll be good. And that's located kind of around here. So if you look at the yellow road there on the right, that's the Sukhumvit Road. You can quite clearly see Soy 94. And as you come down Soy 94, you'll get to the railway track. And then there's a 7-Eleven on the left. And opposite that, that's where that new bar complex is. I actually stay right at the end of Soy 94. It's a shame about Hua Hin. There's a little article here. It says, Hua Hin sees no return of foreign tourists. Hua Hin remained quiet on Tuesday after reopening to tourists with only 10% of hotel rooms booked, and those by Thai visitors. There were no return of foreign tourists, which is a shame, really, that they didn't get any foreign tourists at all. But once I get there, I might be the first one, mightn't I? Okay, right. Let's a little bit more of your chat, and then we'll do the monkeys. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely, Wes. Let's hope the numbers drive. Taxi to load. Definitely would go to Isan or North. Oh, hang on, let me put that up. Right. Taxi to load says definitely would go to Isan or North over Pattaya. There's plenty of nightlife, great countryside and mountains, proper Thai experience. It depends what you want. Some guys just go to party. You know, they think I'm going to Pattaya for 2 weeks. I'm going to bar find a girl every night. I'm going to get drunk out of my skull and I'm going to sleep all day and do it all over again. And that's all they want. And that's their vacation. And if that's what they want to do, that's, you know, let them do it. I mean, that's fine. Now, Taxi to Laos. I actually lived in Khon Kaen for 2 years. There's a big hotel up there called the Portman. It used to be the Sofitel, or Sofitel, however you want to pronounce it. And I was part of the management opening team on that one. So I spent 2 years in Khon Kaen, which is one of 4 large cities up in Isan. And it's great. I mean, we went out on days off and we went to these small villages. There's a dam up there, and like you say, it's beautiful countryside. It's definitely nice up there, but it's not somewhere I think I'd want to live. What's this now? Grep or Minor, is it, or Minna? Does Thailand allow bikes with foreign plates now, or are they still banned? Singaporean, to be precise. Do you know what? I've got to put my hand up for the first time on here and say, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Maybe somebody else can answer that. Fran Rush says, did you get your pass sorted? Okay, you're talking to someone else because I haven't applied yet. Is there a big sea? Paul Oscar says, is there a big sea in Hua Hin? Yeah, I believe there is. You can get everything. You don't worry about that, Paul. Market Village, that's what it's called. You've got Blueport, where immigration used to be. I don't like Blueport. It's a bit too much like a Western mall. And then you've got the Market Village, which is great. There's a food court in the bottom, and it's one of those malls that sell everything, but it's not all designer stuff. The sort of thing I'm talking about. Oh, that's nice. Right, we've been going for 1:06 now. How many we got? Just under 300. Right. Right. Daz, that depends on what country you come from. Hi, Peter. Do you need to apply for 30 or 45-day visa before you apply for the Thailand pass? If you're from a recognized country like the States, Australia, the UK, you don't apply for a visa. You get a visa on arrival, and it's not actually a visa. The stamp is called a visa exempt. People confuse it. They say, oh, I've got a tourist visa, but it's not a visa. It's a visa. It's just a stamp to say you can come in as a tourist, and then you've got to leave after 30 days. Now, I would check this out, but as far as I know, when you arrive, you get your tourist stamp if you come from a recognized country like you've always done. But I have been told by several different people now that it's not, from the UK anyway, it's not 30 days. You get 45 days now. And I did mention last week that if you apply for a tourist exempt visa from the Thai embassy in your country, or in London, for instance, they'll give you 60 days straight off the back, and you can renew that for 30 days in Thailand. So that's another good way to do it. And apparently it comes by quite quick. Right, I'll tell you what, before I read any more out, let me... hi, Ed. How you doing? Nice to see you in the stream. I watched your stream last night, and it was very enjoyable. But the thing is, you do it quite late. The reason I do mine on a Friday is because I don't work Saturday and Sunday. So I can wake up a bit later, but I've got a part-time job. I have to get up at 7 a.m. and your stream kind of goes to about 20 past 11. But sometimes I watch the first half of it and then I watch the rest in the morning, but I watched it all this morning. Enjoyed it as always. I don't know what you thought about that comment that I sent to you. It's only to help you out with this software. It's so easy to use. You can do a lot with it, Ed. It'll take me 5 minutes to show you. And if you want to use it to its full, but you're missing out, mate. Honestly, you can do so much with it, like you've seen me do. But you've said only been to Hua Hin once. It was nice, but out of season. Yeah, I remember your video when you went to Hua Hin. I've been several times, and I really like it. I really like it. Right, guys, let's do the PG tips now. We've done the Hamlet one, and I think I'm going to. There's 3 of these as usual. I think I can do these for a few more weeks. But Ed, if you're still watching, this is the sort of thing you can do with StreamYard if you know how to use it, right? So let's. Where are we? Right, here we go.
You, my prisoner, Rook Bond.
You wagging tongues don't frighten me.
Hashaw! You will tell us honorable secret of PG tips, Mr. Bond.
No, sorry.
They will miss you in London, Bond.
I've just got back from China.
Oh, Peking?
No, but I had a jolly good look.
A big thank you to my mother-in-law for laying on our tea.
Tea? I'm not drinking this rubbish.
You're showing me up, George.
Like this at home, Missy.
No, I'm charming at home. She serves me my PG tips.
Tea you can really taste.
Son,
What day?
I've got these bags for your mother-in-law.
They never fit a day. I feel faint.
Relax. Nothing to it, lad.
Oh, I feel faint.
Don't worry, I've had 7. Morning nurse.
Nice cup of tea, gentlemen.
Not that rubbish again.
I feel faint.
We'll have some PG tips.
Mr. Pratt, congratulations.
What's your hand, nurse?
Twins.
Oh, I feel faint.
I mean, they're still funny, aren't they, guys? They're a little bit dated, and some of them are a little bit corny. Like when he said, I've just been to China, and she says, Peking? He said, no, but I had a jolly good luck. I mean, it's funny. It's a little bit corny, but it's quirky. And, you know, that's what they did in the 70s and 80s. But I still think they're good. If you're not from the UK, they're probably not as funny to you because they put on the accents, the certain regional accents where you can relate to them adverts. But I hope you enjoyed them anyway. Yeah, Ed says, I love those old ads. I don't know if you were in earlier, Ed, or if you were busy, but I did last week. I did 3 high karate adverts. That's the one where the lady does the high karate. You'll remember them. You're old enough like me. And then we did the 3 Hamlet ones earlier on. Next week, I'm either going to do maybe Milk Tray or Bounty or the Peter Kay ones. They're funny. We'll try and get them ones up. Okay, right. Peter Clayton, I've got a 30-day stamp, then got loads, got a 60-day visa, then 30-day extension, 4 months all up. Yeah. I'll tell you what they have stopped though. You know, these guys they kind of stay in Thailand forever, but they're only on tourist visas. And what they do is they jump across borders. So they'll do the 30 days, get it extended for 30 days. Then they'll take a trip to, Laos or Cambodia, come back and they get another month. And they do that, forever. And they get to stay in Thailand. Well, they've changed the rules now. The Thai government have said you can only do that twice. So if you go in on a tourist visa, you stretch it as far as you can, maybe 3 months. And then you can go to Cambodia, maybe get another month, then a second time. That's it. You can't do it again in the year after that. They're really tightening up now, guys. It's not as easy going as it was, and they're not, they've got some good systems linked up. So, if you go to Thailand, just make sure all your paperwork is correct. Do you know by law in Thailand, you're supposed to carry your passport as a foreign visitor? You're supposed to have your passport on you all the time. So if the police stop you, you're walking down Soi 4 at 2 o'clock in the morning, they grab you and say, where's your passport? If you haven't got it, technically, they can arrest you and take you down to Lumpini police station and lock you up or fine you because you're supposed to have it. But I'll give you a tip. What you want to do when you get to Thailand or before you get to Thailand, take a photograph of your passport, the important pages, take a photograph of your booking for your room, take a photograph of your airline ticket, all that sort of stuff. I in all the years, I've never had a policeman ask me for my passport. But if they did, I've got it on my phone. So at least you can say, look, I've left it in my room because I didn't want to lose it. There it is. And they can see it's genuine. You should be okay. Right. I'll tell you what, guys, we're long overdue for the Ladyboy competition. Let's get this going now. I've tried to make it easier tonight because, every week I do it. You say, oh, it's so hard. I'm worried. I didn't get it. So, right. If you haven't been here before, which I'm sure there isn't many who haven't been here before, what we're doing on this one is I'm going to bring up 3 different cards as I did last week. I'll give you a minute to study them. I want to know which one is the Ladyboy. And I'll tell you how to distinguish them. It's no good saying, the one on the left or the one on the right, because it's different for me. And I might make a mistake and say you were wrong, or I might say you were wrong and you were right. So here's the first one, right? Now, which one of these do you think is a Ladyboy? Is it the one in white or is it the one with the brown bikini top on? There's no background music with these pictures, but I'll give you a minute. It's still difficult, isn't it? The reason it's so difficult is because the Ladyboys in Thailand really do look feminine. Right, let's see if we've got any early answers coming in. Okay, right. Where's Appleyard thinks that's the Ladyboy, right? You were looking for the Ladyboy. So where's Appleyard says it's left is, hang on. So you think the one in the white is the Ladyboy, Les, yeah? Mark Hewitt thinks the Ladyboy is the one in the brown. Hang on, I've lost a few of you now. Hang on, let me go back. Right, I don't think I'm going to be able to read all of them because you're all, I won't read Nate, or just first names. Paul left. Paul, I said don't say left or right. You've got to say brown or white because I'll get it mixed up. Nicholas, brown. Which one's the Ladyboy? Kevin Closter, both. Mark N, brown bikini. Mark Hewitt says brown. Ono P, white. Dave says brown. Alexander says white. Ice says left. The hands. You might be surprised. Tilt says brown is a Ladyboy. Okay. Ice Gecko says white hands. Okay, I'll put you out your misery if I haven't read your name out. Sorry about that. Let's have a look. Right. So the answer is, I'll put the picture back up in a sec. Which one is the Ladyboy? You've had your chance. The lady boy is the one on the right in brown. Did you get that? That is the lady boy. The one on the left, everybody said about the hands, that is actually a real lady. Right, the next one's a bit easier. Okay. I'm just looking for the lady boy, not the lady. Which one of these is the lady boy? Okay. Thanks for that super chat. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is it Mr. Mo Jurism 241? Is it? I'm in a relationship with a girl in Thailand. Same comes off to me as a blue collar working class girl. We met on Tinder. She wants to come to USA. Any advice? I could talk to you. Yeah, you can. Let me get rid of that. I'll put my email address up so you can write to me, and then I don't want to do it on a public forum. And just write to me on maybe tomorrow. I can't find my email address now. Hang on. Right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Let's get back to the competition. I'll take that email address off in a bit. Right. I've lost my place where I was. Right. Okay. I'll start with Mark. No, hang on. So right, is it the one in the blue skirt or the one in the white dress? I know she's got blue flowers, but it's a white dress or the one with a blue skirt. Let me go right back. Right. Yeah, Stephen says the hand fooled me on the last one. Right, Ono says, right, it's not left or right, guys. Remember, it's either blue skirt or white dress. Gordon says in the dress. I presume that's white dress. Stuart says blue. Ryan Flo says blue. Mark says blue. Hard Tulip says right again. Blue. Hard Tulip, blue or white. Neil says white dress. Taxi Talal 1/1. Not sure what that means. Mark Hewitt says blue skirt. D-Rock blue. Richard white dress. Mr. Chai. I recognize that. Malaysian. Is that Chinese Malaysian? Dress is lady boy. I can't remember myself now. I have to look. No, I know who it is. Okay, so unfortunately, I can't read all these out. Eric says, you've said left as well. Right, white dress, hands, that's your first name. I'll say your first name, hands. Garbor says blue. Right, okay. Football nerd, right. Come on, Ed, if you're on here, have a go. Which one's the lady boy? Right, okay, there's loads now. Right, Crusher, blimey, Crusher UK. Right, white dress. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Right, and back onto that. Right, okay. So, which one of these is the lady boy? The lady boy is the one in the blue skirt. I thought that would be really easy, guys. I wanted to make that one so obvious because some guys say, "Oh, I didn't get one," and I thought that'd be really obvious. What I might do, we've got one more to go, but just to let you know, do you know I did the 18 pictures? I think I did about 6 of them, and you'll never remember who they are, but I might run them 6 again after each week and do them again and see if you get them. Right, let me just find my place so I don't get any. I lost half of you. Right, I'm on Mark Hewitt now. Right, if I leave that there, I'm 2 for 3. Laugh. Right, let me just. Right, I've left Mark's comments, so it's everything under Mark's comments. I'll come back to this. Right, hang on. Right, let's get number 3 up. Let's stop messing about now. Right, which one of these is the lady boy? Is it the one in the black and white dress? Or just say black dress, right? Is it the one in the black dress or is it the one in the brown dress? Which one is the lady boy? And I'll just go back to Mark's comments so I know where I am. Right, that's gone. Shane O'Traveller says, you got me. Right. I'll put that up, Ed. But I tell you what, it's surprising. You know, when the first time I did this one, the guys who came on here and said, "Oh well, when you've had a few beers, it doesn't really matter, does it?" And I'm like, "What, really?" I remember I was watching one of your streams, Ed, and it's so true what you said. You said if you're ever tempted to be attracted to a ladyboy, ask to look at their ID and see what they look like in their ID, and that is so true. Right. Where's Appleyard? Got one right, one wrong. Right, we're on this one now. Orange. Yeah, I suppose it is orange. Let's call it orange. Brown or orange or the white dress. Nicholas says brown. Stephen says brown. We're looking for the lady boy again, right? Gordon says black. Crusher says brown dress. Rhyme Flow, brown dress. Dwyer, is it? Black. Taxi Talal, black. Mr. Mo. I don't know that one. Red, lady in red. It's right across the board again. Mark says black dress. David, brown. Neil Thompson, black. Paul Hoskin, left again. Paul Paul, we're not saying left or right, mate. We're saying black or brown. Right. Right. Stephen says, I wouldn't said red though. Tilt red dress ladyboy. Brown ladyboy. Right. Most people are saying the ladyboy is the one in the brown. Taxis Allowed says black. Right. This is the last one, guys. Do you know your ladyboys? Do you know you're going to get tripped up? I'm going to give you the answer in a minute. Loads of answers coming in now. Eric says black. Hard tulip red. Nicholas, you're colorblind. Super nice black and white. Kevin, I'm going to give it away in a minute. Mr. Magic Plums. Whoa. Blimey. Vince McDonald, red dress. Jim Jets, I've lost you, black. Okay, I think if I've missed you out, I'm sorry, guys, but I'm going to give you the answer now, and then I'm going to do the Nat sayings again, okay? So, let me just have a slurp on this while you're having one last look. That's a name and a half, isn't it? Crusher. Okay. Right, I've lost my place. Where are we? Right, which one is the ladyboy? Is it the one in the black or the one in the brown? A lot of people, the majority thinks the one in the brown or orange dress is a ladyboy and the one in the black is a real lady. The real answer is the ladyboy is the one in the black and white dress. The real lady is actually the one in the orange dress. She's a bar girl, and you can tell that from the tattoos on her arm there. You know, that sort of style. She works in I believe she works in I forget the name of the road, but she is a bar girl. But it's very difficult, isn't it, guys? I mean, you know, I understand it's very difficult to get. Right, where are we now? What else? Right, I did I'm going to do this again. Do you remember if you came into the stream late, I was saying that a lot of guys on this channel, they're going to Thailand. They've never been before. And just for fun, I thought, when you go around the bars, you're going to hear the girls say, what's your name? Where you're from? And the normal bullshit that they tell. So I put together a little montage of Nat sayings, and I'm going to play them only about 30 seconds long, guys. But this is what you'll hear over and over again.
What's your name? Where you from? You're so handsome. You handsome man. Me never go customer before. I just start work here today. Oh, I need money for my sick buffalo. Up to you. I have to go now. Bye-bye. Choop choop.
I might try and get a few more next week, but obviously it's not there isn't that many. I put the 4 best ones. I think my favorite one is the I never go with customer for, and you see a wave in the line of guys. I'm in that line as well. Did you see with the glasses? Okay, what's everyone saying now? Right, we're still talking about the ladyboys. Right, true. In the bars, you don't pay for the drinks, you pay for the entertainment. Yeah, I was actually I picked up on that comment, Ed, that the guy said last night in your stream, the guy who was saying he paid 170 baht for a water. And what I was saying, I don't know if you heard it earlier, I don't want to be repetitive, but it's not like you go to 7-Eleven, you pay 10 baht. When you go into a go-go bar, you get the service, there's the girls, the music, everything. So it's not about, you're paying for the water, you're paying. I'm not talking to you directly, I mean to the guy who said it. Yeah, somebody was asking me, what does jub jub mean, or jib jib? I've got to go now. It means kiss kiss. Right. What else we got? What's this one? Right, Peter, if anyone asks you about a bar girl, just send them to Nat series. They need to watch. Do you know what, guys? Honestly, it's so many since we started this Nat and Dave series. So many people have said, and they weren't joking. They've left comments on everyone. They said this should be shown on the airline going out to Thailand. If you've never been to Thailand before, it's we started it as a joke, and it's just took off. Right, every my favorite was my mother needs a new overcoat. Yeah, in Thailand, right? It's hot, isn't it? My wife said to me the other day, I want to go somewhere I've never been before. I said, try the kitchen. Ovens are always the best, aren't they? Right. Who is this? Professor Backseeder, is it? What hotel you stay in when you work? What hotel? Is that directed at me or someone else? What hotel you stay? Well, I mean, I stay in the, if that question is for me, I stay at the end of Soi 4 in the Nana Thai mansion. I did try, Ed put me onto one time, but it was really busy and I just felt out of place there. Right. Okay. How long we've been going now? Hour and a half. I said I wasn't going to do a long one tonight, didn't I? 'Cause it's every week now. Yeah, Gordon, up to you. Classic. I had to get that one in. I'll try and dig a few more out for next. Let's do it one more time because it is really good, isn't it? 3 times. I've never done anything for 3 times before.
What's your name? Where you from? You're so handsome. You handsome man. Me never go customer before. I just start work here today. Oh, I need money for my sick buffalo. Up to you. I have to go now. Bye bye. Choop choop.
I was watching the numbers, how many were in the stream, because that's 3 times I played that. Now I know people really like it. I have done things 2 times before, but 3 times is kind of I'm pushing my luck. And I was watching the numbers to see if it sort of dropped down. People are like, oh, not this again. I'm off. And I actually got 5 more come in, so I got away with that one. Whoosh. Right, where are we? Mark Hewitt again. 3 out of 3, but I'm sure alcohol will blur judgment. Mark, I mean, this Ladyboy competition, it's a joke, right? But on a serious side of things, you know, like I've said many, many times, people say to me, oh, could I mistakenly pick up a Ladyboy? And when I get back to my room, you know, something, no, it'll never happen. When you meet them, you know straight away, even if you're not experienced, there's so many clues. You know, they're very loud and brash. You know, the hands are big, the feet are big normally. They look like women, but the Thai women are quite small, most of them, and the lady boys are all 6 foot. You'll know. Don't worry about it, honestly. Right, and I get guys write to me and say, and I'm not joking here, honestly. I've got to say it in a clean way for YouTube, but I get guys who are going out to Thailand, and because I always show my email address, they'll write to me and they'll ask me serious questions about. It could be something like how much is a taxi from Pattaya to Bangkok, something like that. But sometimes, and honestly, guys, I've had guys write to me and say the one thing that worries me is that I go out, I get drugged, and I get gang raped by a gang of ladyboys. I mean, it just doesn't happen. You know, you're not going to get drugged and gang raped by a load of ladyboys. It just does not happen. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm laughing if you're one of those guys who think that, but it's just. That sort of, you'll get robbed. They'll put their hands in the pocket and try and grab your wallet, but you're not going to get. That isn't going to happen. Right, Paul. Yeah, hi, Paul. Welcome. You're late, but never too late, as I like to say. Right, Robert. What's it? If you offer too little, they will ask for more, but they hope you offer too much. Okay, you've got me stumped on that one. You're obviously talking to somebody else. Javier Lopez says there is a bar in Pattaya called the Sick Buffalo. Yeah, I mean, there's the one thing about Thailand. It's there's some crazy names on those bars. Did you hear? This isn't so funny or not. I mean, I'm being deadly serious now. I don't want to say the name of the bar because it could the video could get stopped by YouTube. But I'll try and describe it. You should know where I'm talking about if you're a regular to Bangkok, right? So if you go down Soi 8, you've got an Italian restaurant. You pass a massage parlor, an Italian restaurant, and as you're walking down, there's a small alleyway Soi kind of thing on the right. And if you turn, so you walk into Soi 8, past the first few massage parlors and Italian, you walk down about a quarter of the way down, there's a street goes to the right. And when you look down that street, the only sort of business down there is a bar in the corner on the left. And the girls are sitting outside. If you know what the place I'm talking about, and there's a similar bar around the corner that's newer that offers the same service. Well, that particular bar, the owner actually committed suicide recently, and I don't know the backstory to it, but unbelievable. Obviously, he got to the point where well, I'm not going to speculate. Right, what's this? Crusher, what does it mean when the girl puts her forefinger and thumb together? What, like that? Isn't it like a love heart or something? I don't know. Right, who's that? Upside down. Just give me a little super chat there. That'll go straight into the Thailand pot. In case you've just come in late, the super chats tonight, and thanks guys. I've had a few tonight. I really appreciate it. They're all now going into the Thailand pot because, as I said to you, I'm hoping to get out there for Christmas, and I really hope I am. If I do, my wife will probably be going to South Korea to see her family. I don't particularly want to go to South Korea, and they don't mind if I'm not there. After 31 years, it doesn't matter. Right. What's in? Right. Wes says Nat and Dave is a real eye opener. A must watch for newbies. Love to see Nat pull the black eye one that was pulled. Well, like I said, we've just started now series 2, episode 1. Episode 2 will be out on the last Saturday of the month. Okay, Mark, thanks for joining the stream tonight. I'll be running myself in a minute. Let me just have a slurp of this. Yeah. You know what I'm on, don't you? 5%, 1666 Cronenberg. All right, and there's Nat's Bar there. Look, or is it that side? Yeah, Nat's Bar, not the same Nat. Okay. Anything I've missed out tonight? The serious stuff. We've said, you know, just in case you're coming late now, they're considering opening the bars in Bangkok on the 15th of November. That's great news. I hope they do that, because if they open the bars in November the 15th and there's no problems, the numbers don't go up. I mean, the ball is really going to start rolling then. Okay. Yeah, here's another one. Let me just, before I read this out, let me say I've got to say hi to Kevin. Is it Kevin? Just sent me another. I put upside down. I did you, didn't I? Who's the other one there? Right, Kevin. There we go. Thanks, Kevin. I appreciate that. Love the channel, mate. Yeah, I should be sending you a check for posting that up there. Right. Okay, what's that, Ed? You're saying I need the booster before I book my flight. Do you know what? I didn't know, but I found out yesterday. Was it yesterday? 2 days ago. I took my youngest daughter for her second. She's at university. She's just come back, and I drove her to the, you know, the drive-in booster. I drove her in for her second shot. She's had that. But what I found out now is, if for your booster shot, there's a certain location you can just turn up and you don't need an appointment. So when I took my daughter down to my local drive-through, I said to the guy, I said, "Oh, can I get my booster? It's been 5 months since I had the second one." And he said, "You can, but not here." And I said, "Well, where's the nearest one?" He said, "Northampton." Well, Northampton's a 10-mile drive. I can't be asked. So I just, I'm not going to go. But I don't know if you know that, Edge. So if you want to get it early, you can just do a search on Google and find the nearest one to you. Right. What else? Ryan Flo, Bangkok, Pattaya or Phuket if you're looking for girls. Well, you know I'm married, don't you? But I do go out with friends who are looking for girls, so I do have experience of this sort of thing. So I would say really all three. There isn't very many places in Thailand where you can't meet a girlfriend. I'll tell you what, I've got an interesting video coming out on Sunday. Do you remember Michael, who I had on as a guest? And I've had him on a couple of times. We did the marriage scams. Michael's in Washington, and I had him as a guest on this stream. And then I had him. What was the other one I did with him? I did another one. My memory's going. It's old age. But we've done another video this Sunday, and it's about dating apps. So all Thai Cupid. Is it Thai Cupid? Because I'm married, I've never really looked at these. And one of the questions that people ask me is, why don't you do a video about dating apps? Well, Michael's single, and because he's been involved with the big companies who put out these dating apps, he's very experienced. So I've done a kind of interview with Michael, about 30 minutes, and tomorrow morning I'm going to upload the 3 stories. There's 3 stories tomorrow, but it's still a 30-minute video. And then Sunday, this video has been out since Monday for the Gold members, and that will be released on Sunday for everyone else. So that should be quite interesting. And what Michael was explaining in that video is how to weed out if you're looking for a real girlfriend, you go to Thailand, because you know the working girls, they jump on all the apps, don't they? And it's another platform for them to try and get business. And what Michael's done, he's giving tips on how to weed them out, how to weed the lady boys out, and how to really find genuine Thai girls. So that's I learned a few things from that. So that's Sunday that'll be going out. So look out for that. Right. What's this now? Doug, the girls just want to get finished, but they do not mind. Okay. Right. Somebody said to me the other day, they said, what do you reckon? Because a lot of these girls now, they're doing live streams themselves. They're in a room somewhere. They do a live stream. Guys are sending them money. What's it? Peter, the booster for me is the same. Okay. Yeah. Somebody said to me, what do you think when the bars open up again? I don't think there'll be many girls in the bars because they'll find it easier to do these online streams from their rooms, and guys are sending them a lot more money. But I don't think that will be the case. I think they'll continue. I think they will work in the bars, and they might do the streaming on the side. There'll always be a market for them bars, but we'll have to wait and see. Right. Bart Fine 69, Power Line 69. Big up all the Mongols in the house. Okay. who else we got in? We got some latecomers in. Right. Yeah, I put that one up, didn't I already? Joe Dirt, you will be told to get a booster every 6 months forever. Well, you know, the new saying that's going around at the moment, even in Thailand, is you're never going to get rid of Movid now. You have to learn to live with it. It's not something that's going to go away. We have to live with it. You know, everybody's going to get jabbed up, aren't they? And, you know, we'll be looking at it like a cold or a flu. You know, oh, he caught it. Oh, he'll be out for 10 days or something like that. Yeah, everyone's saying they need a booster. Last one in there, I think I can turn up for a jab. This is Dave Andrew. I think I can turn up for a jab before flight in December in Glasgow Maxine Centre. Yeah. Okay. Right. Richard, bar fine 69, power line 69. Are you in Pattaya? Is that are you the, I think I've watched you on a stream, not on a stream. I think I watched one of your videos one time. You're in Pattaya, I think, aren't you? Right. Ting Tong Bill. Peter, the best name I've ever come across on a YouTube channel. You know, when I'm getting comments in and stuff like that, you can see what they're called. Like this guy's called Ting Tong Bill. There's a guy called Till It Hurts. We've got Moist Crack McGee. I haven't seen him on the stream for a while. I don't know what's happened to him. But one of the best ones was God, it's gone already. What was it? It was Bar Girls Lives Matter. That was his username. Bar Girls Lives Matters. I thought that was great. Right, Peter, is the ferry from Hua Hin to Pattaya going to resume? Do you know? I don't know. It was a great service because the problem is if you want to go from Pattaya to Hua Hin or Hua Hin to Pattaya, it's like a horseshoe. The Gulf of Pattaya, the Gulf of Thailand, it's like a horseshoe. So Pattaya is on one side down here, Hua Hin's on the other side. So if you drive, you've got to drive all the way, do that way, all the way up to Bangkok up here, which is a couple of hours, and then you carry on down all the way down to Hua Hin, which is, depending on the traffic, 3.5 hours. I haven't done it in less than 3.5 hours. So it's a hell of a drive. And there was a ferry service for about 1,400 baht. You could go from Pattaya, Hua Hin, Pattaya. It's gone out of business. I doubt it'll be back. And if it does come back, it won't be anytime soon. Right, what's this now? Leslie Robinson. Thanks, Peter. Love your videos. I'm a newbie and your info is top notch. I'm going to be sending out a lot of checks tonight, aren't I, with these compliments. Thanks for that. Nice to see you in the stream. Richard, I saw the sexy bar in Soy made in Thailand live stream has over $50,000 donated already. I saw the sexy bar. Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, guys who have never been to Thailand before, they see all these sexy girls doing their thing, and they're sending in big money, you know, and maybe a lot of girls won't come back. I don't know. Javier says, Thai Friendly is a great app to hang out with girls. Yeah. All right. Okay. Neil Thompson, I'm always going to Bangkok when walking through door sideways. Yeah. All right. Keep them coming. Old ones are the best. What you got to say, Ed? I got a very good bus from Pattaya to Hua Hin in under 4 hours. Well, I didn't know you could do it in that sort of short time. Like I say, when I've gone from Hua Hin to Bangkok, I've never done it in less than 3.5 hours. But then I generally tend to go, so I'll leave. If I do it, because I like to sleep till about 11, then I'll have a nice leisurely lunch with about 20 cups of coffee. And then I'll go back and pack. And then by the time I leave Hua Hin, it's actually something like 3 o'clock. So by the time I get to the outskirts of Bangkok, it's starting to build the traffic. Maybe you went early morning or late night, something like that. Right. What was that? Sexy Bar again. Hang on, right? Right. Sexy Bar have had several funding campaigns. They've had nearly 1 million donated so far. I don't know Sexy Bar. I don't know where that is. Something else. I remember you saying on your stream last night, Ed, you said like some of the bars in Soy Cowboy are now charging 140 baht for a beer. Somebody had told you, but I don't know. When I was there 2 years ago, the last time I was in Bangkok, I went to Soy Cowboy. I couldn't get a drink for under 180 baht, and sometimes 200 baht. And the thing is, I'm not talking about the happy hours because some good everywhere has happy hours. I've gone on about them before. Pint of Heineken, 90 baht, top notch. But like you said, the Heineken bottles, 330 ml, is it, or CL? You know, regular size Heineken bottles, you're paying 180 baht, which is probably about £4.50 for a small bottle of beer. That is damn expensive. And for those guys who buy ladies' drinks, you're talking 200 baht now in a lot of I'm talking about the top go-go bars on Soy Cowboy. You're talking £5. So you buy a beer, a small Heineken for yourself, and a drink for the girl you're with. you're talking £9.50. That's a lot of money for 2 drinks, isn't it? But I think it's gone a bit too far now. Right, that's kind of a bit old news, David. David, Peter, I heard the Tahitian Queen. Oh, sorry, I do apologise. I thought you were going to say has closed. That would be great because that is one of the first go-go bars I ever went into in Thailand in the early 90s. And the one thing that sticks in my mind about the Tahitian Queen, hang on. The one thing that sticks in my mind about the Tahitian Queen, it used to be one of the only go-go bars that stays open in the early afternoon. So you'd be walking down the beach road, bright sunlight. You'd walk into the Tahitian Queen and you went blind. You literally went blind for 5 to 7 seconds. You could hear music. You could hear glasses clink. You could hear dancing going on, but you couldn't see anything. And you'd rub your eyes and 5 to 7 seconds later, but it closed, didn't it? Which is a shame because it's like Thermae in Bangkok. They're legends, aren't they? They're places that everybody remembers. I mean, I don't know if you know this. The Thermae Cafe has been around since the early 60s. I mean, it's a real legend. Right. Let me just see if I've missed anything I've researched today. Right. Okay. Right. David, are you going to visit Trev's Buzzing Bar in Pattaya? Okay. Right. When you say Trev's Buzzing Bar, it's not, I'm sure you know it's not his bar. He's putting his name to it. Of course, if I go to Pattaya, I'm not a regular. I went to Pattaya 2 years ago and it's changed, guys. It's changed. If I'm in Pattaya, of course I will go there. I'm not going to not go there. If I go out for a drink, of course I'm going to go and see Trevor's, the bar that he's representing. That'll have the logo. He should do well with his logo on there. I will go along there, but Pattaya is not my favorite place, to be honest with you right now. I do prefer Hua Hin. But just to let you know, Trevor's a guest once again on my stream next week. If you come in late, if you remember a few weeks ago, this Ladyboy competition I do, Trevor threw down the gauntlet. He got me on there and he says, right, Peter, you're always asking people to spot the Ladyboy. Let's see how good you are. And just as it happened, I managed to get 3 right out of 3. So I've returned the favor and I've said, look, Trev, I WhatsApped him. I said, look, Trevor, you've got to come on here and I'm going to throw the gauntlet down for you. So he's coming on next Wednesday, but it's not going to be just about that, guys. I'm going to do a question and answer session for Trevor. And it's not going to be, it's not going to be questions like, when do you think the bars will open? When do you think the alcohol will be served? They're questions directed at Trevor. Okay. So you can ask him things like, how long have you been in Pattaya? Why did you come to Pattaya? Do you have a family in Pattaya? Not too personal, but it's I'm going to throw it open. I'll put your questions up on screen. And that's this next Friday. What's the date? That'll be the 12th of November. So Trevor has confirmed that he'll be here. And again, last time I was on Trevor's, I think I've been on Trevor's a couple of times. He's been on ours a couple of times. It's a lot of fun. Right. I'm nearly done now, guys. Christ, it's coming up for 2 hours. I said because I'm on every Friday, I'm not going to go for so long. I'm nearly 1 hour, 45 minutes. Right. Professor Bagsir, is it? Thought the whole of soy made in Thailand is closed and for sale now. Okay, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Right. What we got? Okay, Ed. So yeah, soy cowboy expensive. Also live bands. I mentioned a few weeks ago, Ed. I mean, you're a Pattaya man, aren't you? You've been going to Pattaya for years, like I have. And I used to stay in the Eastern Inn in Soi 8, great hotel. I was one of the first guests when they opened I was the first guest in a brand new room. And what I used to like about the Eastern Inn in Soi 8 back in the day was you'd come out the Eastern Inn and you had all those bars and it was great. And I made the mistake of staying there. I hadn't been to Pattaya for probably 10 years. I go to Bangkok regular, Hua Hin, but I'd kind of put Pattaya off the map. I hadn't gone there. And I took a friend who'd never been out there before, and he thought Bangkok was wild. And I said, do you know what? I'm going to show you something wilder. Let's get in a taxi. And I took him down to Pattaya. I booked him into the Eastern Inn with myself. But the big difference from that time to the last time was live bands. Jesus. Every bar has a live band, I'm talking pre-pandemic. Every other bar has a live band, Thai band. And it's not about quality, it's about quantity. And you're laying on your bed, maybe if you're having a bit of an early night, maybe you went out early, 12 o'clock, you think, I've had enough now, I'm tired. And these bands are so loud. And I made the biggest mistake of my life checking into the Eastern Inn, so never again. There are very, very good live bands in Pattaya. I'm not really a live band sort of person. I know you are, Ed. And there are some very, very good live bands in Bangkok, Pattaya, all over. But those kind of like 2-member, 3-member bands that they have in the beer bars everywhere. I mean, they're loud. Let's just leave it at that. Yeah. So Bar 569 Paradise, Thailand will price itself out of the market. I don't know so much, you see, because they've got something that they offer unofficially that nowhere else offers in such a way. You know, you go to Vietnam, it's a great country. You go to the Philippines, it's a great country, and everywhere's got different kinds of entertainment. But Thailand's just different, isn't it? I mean, people will probably spend, just be careful of what they spend. But like I said earlier in the stream, if you're going on holiday, you've saved your money up. We're all 2-week millionaires. You go out there, you don't care, do you? But I'm not so sure. I don't think they'll price themselves out of the market. They'll just make people think twice. Right. Royals, Tahitian Queen will open 1st of December according to a sign at the front door. Yeah, but it's only the 5th of November. Things change daily in Thailand, so that's a long way off, isn't it? Right, Richard, Sexy Bar is Soi Buakhao, end of Made in Thailand near the Kaoskon Bank. Yeah, okay. Richard, believe it or not, when I used to hang around Pattaya years ago, there was no Soi Buakhao, there was no Dark Side, there was no Tree Town. Where Walking Street is, when you got up to the traffic lights, you turn left on the second road, there was a couple of Thai restaurants, and that was it. There was nothing. Them streets where all that is, which I've never actually seen them. Believe it or not, veteran of 30 years nearly of Thailand, I've never been to Soi Buakhao. I've never been to Made in Thailand. I've never been to Tree Town because they weren't there. And when I went 2 years ago, I didn't know because I didn't have a YouTube channel. I started the YouTube channel after I came from Pattaya, so I didn't know. So that's something to look out for when I next go down there. Right. Let's get some more of your comments in here. Paul, I'm always nervous when I put your comments up. I bought the cleaning lady in Soy Cowboy some drinks. Then we went back to her room. She was better than... Paul, I'm going to have to screen your comments. Paul, another Paul. As far as I'm aware, no plans to resurrect the ferry from Hua Hin to Pattaya, but spend the night in Bangkok just to split it up or just get the bus straight through 7 hours, I think it is. Yeah, Ed said he did it in 4. 7 hours sounds more realistic, but yeah. Right, okay. There's something about Thermi there. I really need to check off Thermi if it's still going. Well, let's talk pre-pandemic. Thermi is still going. It's very much changed now, though. The clientele down there now, you'll find mainly South Koreans and Japanese men. And what you'll find now, a lot of the girls in there, they're really not interested in your company, not at all. They go there specifically for those kind of guys. They tip well. Let's just leave it like that. They tip very, very well. And they're the guys they're looking for. But it's still worth a visit. It's been there since the 60s. If you've never been to Thermi, it's the closest you'll get to, I don't know. It's just a crazy place. Right. Okay. Thermi, Richard said, Thermi was the original Star Wars bar. I'll tell you the thing that used to get me about Thermi in the early days. You'd go in there and it'd be absolutely wrapped. You'd come in the back and the toilet, there was, people are walking in, you're standing at the urinal. There's no privacy. The kitchen door is here. They're cooking in the woks and you're standing there urinating. People are coming in behind you, girls and boys. The Thermi was absolutely packed to the rafters. I was full. I don't know, 300, 400, 500 people in there. And they didn't provide any music. They had a jukebox. And remember that? Every now and again, a Thai girl would be, young Thai girl would be, 20-year-old, I don't know, at the jukebox. They'd stick a couple of coins. And all of a sudden, the place would liven up with music for 3 songs. Nobody else would put any money in. And then it just felt weird because you could hear all these voices. Really weird. Right. Shane Old Traveller won't miss the Buzzin' Challenge. Okay. I like Trevor. I do watch Trevor's streams. It'll be fun to have him on here again on Wednesday. Right. David Baker, Peter, which is your favorite rooftop bar in Bangkok? I don't really do rooftop bars, David. I'm a more of a kind of there was a, I can't remember what it was. Where was that one now I used to pop into sometimes? Because it's 2 years, I can't remember the names of them, but there's some really good ones. There was some really good ones. I hope there'll be. I don't mean I don't like them, but because there's so much to do in Bangkok, I never really got round to visiting more. I'd like to have been to. Maybe that'll be my challenge. Maybe I'll do a video when I go there. Rooftop bars in Thailand. Who knows? Right. Seamus says, keep it going. The stream, is it? Well, it's. You know what? I used to do this stream every 2 weeks. I do it every week now. I had just under 300 and I got 255 in now. Do you know what? I've got 10 minutes till 2 hours. I might as well keep it going. As long as I get comments to feed off, because I've run out of everything now. Let me, am I on number 2 or number 3? I might as well have number 3 on now. Okay, let's put that comment up. I bet Nat can't wait for new punters to scam. She's going to England. She's married. Do you know she's getting married? Series 2, episode 1. Nat's getting married. She's going to England and she's in for a shock. I know this script. I can't really tell you about it because Simon will get upset. But she comes to England, and unfortunately for Nat, not is all as it's. Well, I'm not saying anything more, but it's going to be a good storyline. I wish Simon could get them out every 2 weeks, because when you put them out once a month, the problem is putting them out once a month. When they come out, people are like, yeah, this is great, I enjoy this, really good fun. But then people forget about them. When we were doing them, when someone was doing them weekly, when he was part of this channel, people were like, oh, I can't wait for the next episode. Next episode comes, God, I got to see what happens next. But people kind of lose interest a little bit when it's a month, but at least he does them every month. That's better than nothing, isn't it? Right. Richard, sexy bar. Okay, we've done that one, haven't we? Right, let me just see if there's anything I've missed out now. Oh, here's a weird one. You know, Loy Krathong, it's a festival. They have Loy Krathong every year, and it's basically what it is. It's a festival to kind of, they celebrate, they say thank you to the goddess of water. I can't remember the name, but it's a goddess of water. And they light these lanterns and they push them out on water. And even the poorer Thais, they use the canals that are all throughout Bangkok. You know, it's an offering to that god. And they banned it this year. I don't know why. They put strict punishments on it. I've just copied and pasted this. It says, the Bangkok governor on Wednesday announced a ban on fireworks and floating lanterns on Loy Krathong Day, which falls on November 19 this year. Violators must be punished with imprisonment of up to 3 years. 3 years for floating a candle on the bloody canal, or a fine of 60,000 baht, or both. All 50 districts of Bangkok will be placed on alert to respond effectively to possible incidents along the rivers and canals. Why? I don't get it. Is it? Let me just finish this about Loy Krathong, and I'll talk about this other one. Do you know what I did? I was so kind of confused at that. Why would they ban such a wonderful festival like Loy Krathong? And I thought I couldn't figure it out. And I thought, right, I'm going to find the answer. I went on Google and I looked on every website, but the story looked like it had been copied and pasted from every news channel. The words were the same on every single one, and I couldn't find an answer. So I tried to think why. The only thing if somebody knows, please let me know. But the only reason I can think why they would cancel Loy Krathong is perhaps they don't want people to gather. That's what it is, isn't it? They don't want people to gather in mass to spread the vaccine, and people might have a sneaky drink, you know, because you can still buy drinks from 7-Eleven. So people might take up bottles. It becomes a party atmosphere. That's why they banned it. I've got it. I've just, yeah. Okay, right. This, I'm not going to give any personal views on this one. Tourism reopens with big spending Chinese stuck at home. I'm gutted. China, previously the world's largest outbound tourism market, is keeping international air capacity at just 2% of pre-pandemic levels and has yet to relax tight travel restrictions as it sticks to zero tolerance for the COVID-19 that has left a 255 billion annual spending hole in global tourism market for operations such in Thailand. So there you go, guys. Yeah, no Chinese about. Right, last one I'll read out, then I'll come back to your comments. A little while to go. Let me just have a quick slurp on this. That goes down well on a live stream. Right, Thailand targets 1 million tourists during this season. Thailand is eyeing to attract more than 1 million tourists during high season from November to March as the kingdom begins its quarantine-free travel arrangements to visitors from 46 countries and territories. TAT expected tourism activities next year to generate at least 50% of the revenue earned in 2019, about 2 trillion baht, and at least 80% of the revenue earned in 2019 for the year 2023. And then I read the numbers out before then. So that's all the latest news that's going around at the moment. No others. Let's go through some of your comments and see how what you guys are talking about. Right, still 2:45 in the stream. I guess some people have to work on a Saturday. I actually changed the stream. I used to do the stream on Saturday. I watched Ed seems to be doing it on a Thursday now, maybe a Monday as well. But Ed's doing his on a Thursday. I'm doing mine on a Friday. Some of the guys in Pattaya, they do quite a lot of them do it on Sunday. They overlap. I was watching 2 or 3 of them at the same time. But the reason I changed it from Saturday to Friday, because it gives me my weekend then. Because when I have to do the stream on a Saturday night, it's kind of middle of the weekend. And Friday's okay, isn't it, guys? Friday's okay. Right. Yeah, I did watch one of yours, Ed. Walking Street's got the best bands. Which video was it I watched of yours? I tell you, the best line you've ever come out. I sound like your #1 fan, don't I? I am a fan. The best line you've ever come out with in any of your videos, and it was brilliant. And you said, I think you said you were gone for 17 years. And you said in this, and it was a great bit of music in the background of the video. I'm going to lose everybody now because I'm going to watch it. Great promotion. Remember me when I want you. So the best line you came out with was, you've been going to Thailand for 17 years. And you said, and you know what? The best part about it was, the girls I take home are still the same age as they were 17 years ago. So true, but so good. Well done for coming up with that. Right, well, I can't put that up there. Where else are we? Right, Richard, big contributor tonight, Richard. Shunting from the sky, Thermi Bargos used to say, Chinese man only now, they are jobless. Last time I went, you're 100%. Yeah, they go there for the, it's not, I don't think it's Chinese, Richard, it's the South Koreans and the Japanese. I was once, when I was in Pattaya 2 years ago, I was sitting in a bar. Which soy was it I was in there? I can't remember. I was sitting in a soy, a typical beer bar, watching people walk down the street. And you know the bar girls, they try, hey, come inside, they grab them by the arm, come in, have a drink, you know. And on this particular time, it was really weird because there was like Western guys walking down the street and they were ignoring them, absolutely ignoring them. 4 Korean guys came down, they went ballistic, absolutely ballistic. So, you know, things are changing big time. Right, let me just see if there's anything I put on at the beginning of the stream and I can rerun it just for fun. Let's do this Heineken advert again. This is really funny. Like I say, if you can tell me where this is from, it's either German or Dutch or something like this, but you might want to turn your volume down a tad, but this is so funny.
Hier bij de slaapkamer. Oh ja. Met...
Yeah, I mean, that is really funny, isn't it? Okay, I might, yeah, I'll have some more commercials for you next week, as always. Let me just finish up on some comments here. It's not been a bad stream tonight, guys. I've enjoyed it. I hope you guys have. Don't forget, tomorrow, 3 more relationship stories. I'll put them out before 12 o'clock midday. And then on Sunday, I've got Michael as my guest on a pre-recorded video on the dating app scene, the do's and the don'ts, the good, the bad, and the ugly, as I've called the video. And then Trevor next Friday is my special guest with a Ladyboy competition and an open session of questions as well. That should be interesting. Right, Gordon. Bar fine season. Okay, you're talking to someone else. I want to go. Right, that's the, yeah, I forget the name of it. It's called the something. Oh, it sounds like Bowl. I know where it is. I know exactly where it is. I just can't remember the name of it. It's, yeah, I'll get loads of people telling me now. Right, what's this? Jamie296, I have found the way to be well accepted in any of the bars popular with Japanese or Korean guys is to start off by buying a couple of ladies' drinks. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, what can I say? Yeah, I mean, they'll definitely, even if they're not interested in you, they will definitely take the ladies' drinks. Okay. The Levels nightclub, best Bangkok nightclub, Shane Old Traveller. Shane, when I'm 62 in April. When I first got to Bangkok, I was 31. Right? Honestly, 31. I used to go to Thai nightclubs with those great Thai bands, bottle of whiskey on the table. I've done the whole scene. But as you get old, Pattaya used to be, I couldn't wait to get down to Pattaya. When I used to drive, when I lived in Bangkok, I used to speed just to get down. I was so excited at going to Pattaya, my speed to get faster and faster and faster. I wouldn't even unpack. I'd throw the bag on the bed and I'd be out, you know. But, you know, you get older and unfortunately times change. Right, Tracy, great to see you. Great to see you. Oh, no, spoiler alert. Right, so Tracy obviously is a female. She lives in London. Lovely girl. She's been communicating with me. She's watched a lot of videos, and I keep saying to her, "Come into the stream." You're coming right at the end, actually, Tracy, but that's okay. Nice to see you. And there's 3 stories in the morning, Tracy. I just mentioned them, but it's great to see you here. And I think we have had females in the stream before. There's a lady who lives in Bangkok. She gets up to look after her son at 3 in the morning. She's been on Ed's stream. Great to see you. I hope you've been in earlier and you've just got the courage to make a comment. I'm going to be done in a few minutes because it's 2 hours now, but great. I hope it's every Friday, Tracy, at 9 o'clock. So hopefully we'll see you next Friday, maybe a bit earlier. Right. Paul Hoskins. Right. Yeah. You are XXX Paul to the back of the class. Okay. Loy Katoy. Oh, God, they're getting worse. Right. Yeah, really. Taxi Talal, that's like saying don't put your Christmas tree up or your face gel. So, yeah, Loy Katong. But you could, I mean, okay, I understand why they're doing it. They don't want crowds to gather. They don't want drinking. That's fair enough. But can you imagine? It's not a joke. I doubt it would happen. But in theory, it could. So you go to the canal with your Thai wife. It's Loy Katong. You want to celebrate the Thai goddess of water. You light you got the flowers that float with a candle in the middle. You light it. You push it out on the canal, give your wife a nice kiss. Happy Loy Katong. The handcuffs come out. 3 years in the Bangkok Hilton. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But in theory, it could happen. Right. Yeah, you're right, Hardship. That music festival in Pattaya was allowed. It was, but there was no alcohol. That's another great name. John, I'll keep it going while the comments are coming in. I mean, I was going to do an hour and 20 minutes tonight, but we're still going strong. Still over 200 people in. I'll keep it going a while longer. Right, what are you saying? Taxi to Lao. Having a Christmas tree in the UK is starting to be. Oh no, I can't have that there. I don't read the comments before I put them up. I put them up, then read them. But I've got. Yeah. Okay. Right, shooting from the sky. I can't put that up, but I hear you. I hear you. Paul A. Is there banning the day the bars have no hope in opening soon? Right, I'm shooting from the sky. Let me just thank you and put that up there for you put a super chat there. Thanks for that. Have I put that up? Yeah. I forgot what I was talking about. Now I have to go on to another comment. Hang on. Right. Javier, working tomorrow early in the morning. Awesome live stream as usual, Peter. Have a marvelous weekend. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe, mate. Good night to everyone. Yeah, Javier, you're in every week now. It's good to see you, mate. I'm glad you're here. And we'll see you next Friday. Have a good day at work tomorrow. Right. What else we got? That's it, Gordon. You got it. You got it. Liboa. I'll probably pronounce it, but it is. It's a Liboa bar right at the top of that high building. That's where they filmed that one. Okay, so where's Appleyard says Loy Katong in Chiang Mai is a must. When I was working in the hotels, when I was in Khon Kaen, the hotel had a nice Loy Katong festival. All the guests came down and the staff and everything, and they floated the lanterns out on the swimming pool. It was a really nice memory I've got of that. Let me go back on some of the earlier comments. Look, and I'm putting all yours up tonight. Ed Sweeney, never seen that ad before, but it's funny. Yeah, you wouldn't have seen it, Ed, because it's not an English ad. It's I got that one. It's a Dutch or Holland advert. Look, I'll tell you what. Just for you, Ed, I've done this right at the beginning of this stream, but just for you, I'm going to do the other Heineken commercial, which is it's a little bit longer, but it's quite funny as well. See what you think of this one, Ed.
The water in Mallorca doesn't taste like what it ought to.
No. The water in Majorca don't taste like what it ought to.
The water in Mallorca doesn't taste quite how it should.
Majorca.
Mallorca.
Majorca.
Mallorca.
Hi, Dale. Any danger some refreshment in here?
Here you are. Get your laughing gear in there.
Ooh, golly. The water in Majorca
What's that?
don't taste like what it oughta. Oh, gosh. The water in Majorca don't taste like what it oughta.
She's cracked it. She's only cracked it.
You're absolutely wrong.
Heineken refreshes the parts what other beers cannot reach.
I mean, brilliant, brilliant from the 80s. I'll have to see what I'll come up with for next week. Like I say, I think I'm going to hunt down the Peter Kay advert. I've got to be really careful because you can't just go onto YouTube and type in Hamlet Cigars, download it and put it up. You'll get done for copyrights. What I do, I put a lot of research in and I find it on sites where they say this, you're welcome to share this material. Because of the age, it's not these adverts aren't like from the last sort of 12 months. They're from the 80s and 70s, so they're on certain sites, and they'll have a statement that says you're welcome to use this material and share among your friends or upload it again. And I keep that statement, so when I get these adverts, I copy and paste it, and I keep it in a file with them adverts. And if YouTube ever I haven't got a single strike because I'm very, very careful. I don't swear, I don't talk about SEX too much, and this adverts, copyright, they're hot on copyright. That's why when you're filming in somewhere like Pattaya, you can't have the bar's music on top of the videos because they'll just they take the video down. So what I do is when I spend a lot of research, and when I find these adverts from sites where they say you're welcome to use them, I take the URL, the website address, I copy and paste that bit of text and I keep it. And if YouTube ever came back and said, that's copyright material, I would just say, no, I got it from here and this is what I got. And they'll go and look and see that, I can use it. Right. Bunny say, hey, Peter, long time sub here. Going to Pattaya in March. Looking forward to the borders being open. Cheers. Yeah, Benny, by March, I think you should be all right. I'm watching it really carefully at the moment. It didn't go too well this week, but that's fine. It's teething problems, isn't it? More teething problems than it should have been. We're only at the beginning of November. They're talking about opening the bars in Bangkok on the 15th of November. That would be great. That'll give it 2 weeks to assess whether numbers are going up or going down. Because what the Thais are going to do, they're going to do this. If they open the bar on the 15th, they're going to watch it carefully, aren't they? They're going to watch people going to hospital. And if it's static or it goes down, it doesn't peak, they're going to say, oh, that worked. So let's now try this and let's relax it more. And perhaps the PCR test bullshit will be out the window. And, so I'm hoping by the first week in January, if it's looking good, then I'm on a go. I'm booking. I'm going, definitely. I'm going to have Christmas Day in Simon's house. He cooks really nice food, Simon, by the way. Right. Who else we got now? I think we're nearly there, aren't we, guys? Thailand was famous. Right. Richard says, Thailand was famous for fire lanterns on Loy Krathong, so the government banned those as well. Yeah, there's a story I've told you many, many times before. It's about the vape. I used to be a heavy smoker. I used to smoke 40 cigarettes a day. Then I went on to roll-ups. I was desperate to give up because I was worried about having a heart attack or something like that. And what I did, I went on to the vape, and I used to take it to Thailand and a vape. And one day I was sitting on a beach on Hua Hin, and there was a big poster on the wall, and it said, no smoking on this beach. And then there was a line. And then underneath it, it said, no vaping, maximum imprisonment 2 years or 500,000 baht fine. And I thought, for smoking a vape? And I thought, no, that's it. And that was it. And I gave it up. They actually did me a favor. I only stopped vaping because of Thailand, because I didn't want to give them the opportunity to get money out of me. Right. Football nerd. Great stream as usual. 4:38. You're in India. I wondered where you were. Right. I don't know if you know this, football nerd, but I did a year in the Taj Mahal Hotel. My background's hotels. I worked in the Taj Mahal it's called Mumbai now, isn't it? It was Bombay when I was there. I met Amitabh Bachchan. I met Tata. I'm name dropping now. Amitabh Bachchan. His son was 17 when I was there. His son's 17. He married Ashwani, I believe, who was a Miss World or Miss Universe. I met Amitabh Bachchan's wife, very nice lady. I had a great time in India. Loved it. the hotel at the end of my contract, they actually sent me to Goa for a week for vacation. And that was when Goa was really quiet. There wasn't too many tourists there. So I loved your country, and I'd love to come back and visit one day. Right. Shooting from the sky. Guys don't use the, what's that, endurance pills they sell you in Patty. My heart almost gave out on me. Right. I think you know what you mean there. But friends who take them that I know, they take them from here out there. I wouldn't, unless it was from a pharmacy, I wouldn't. I have bought medicine in Bangkok because I'm on a couple of prescription drugs. I get reflux, so I have to take a pill each day, and I take a statin because I had very high cholesterol. But I've lost. I haven't put that up yet, have I? I've lost about. I'm 94 kilos now. I've come down from 115, so I've now lost 21 kilos, and that's like a Samsonite suitcase. And I will be making a video on how I did it. I haven't followed any strict diets. I haven't done any gym. I've just done it as my way, the Thailand-bound diet method. I mean, I'm joking, but of course, I will tell you guys, if you're an older guy and you're watching this, and you think, God, I've got a pot belly, I'd like to get rid of this. I've lost 20. I'll tell you what it is in stone. It's nearly 3.5 stone, right? I've shed since June, and I'm going to make a video. And I'm going to tell you how I did it, and it was difficult. I won't lie, it was difficult. But I'm not going to say, like, get down the gym and start pumping iron, run around your estate for 10 miles, starve yourself. There's none of that at all. And it does work because I'm living proof. You go back and watch some of my videos from 3 months ago, and, my face is like a balloon. It's still not really slim, but I've got a bit more to go yet. Okay. I think, let me have another, what else we saying? Okay, right. Professor Baxida, what do you think of buying antibiotics over the counter there? Yeah, fine, no problem at all. Like I say, I'm on I forgot what I was actually saying, but I'm on a couple of prescription drugs, the statins and the, I went onto the diet then, didn't I? And the reflux. And what happened is I'm a real kind of, when I go to Thailand, I'm a real regimental sort. I've not ever been in the army cadets when I was young, but I'm a regimental type. So what I do, 6 pairs of underpants. If I'm going, right, say I'm going for 12 days, it's like, right, 14 pairs of underpants, 14 pairs of socks, full toothpaste, 3 cans of deodorant, and I lay it all out on the bed, and I stand back and I look at it, and I think, yeah, that's it, and I'll pack it, and then unpack it and repack. I'm one of them, drive my missus crazy. But I actually forgot to take my medicine one year, and I went in, and I could remember the name. I wrote it down, and they gave me it. It's made in Thailand, no problem at all. And that's the great thing about Thailand. If you're on a prescription drug, as long as you can remember what it is, or you can go online, take a picture of the box, or get a picture of the box, you can buy it over the counter. I mean, one thing Thailand doesn't go to the back of the queue for is their medicine, their doctors, their hospitals. They're really, really good. But you've got to remember it's a business, so you have to pay for it. A lot of Thais are getting obese, right? Too much carbs and snacks. I wouldn't say a lot. There's a lot more than there used to be. When I first arrived in Thailand in 1991, you didn't see fat people, very rare. And what the Thais used to say, if you were a fat person, I wasn't fat back then, but I often went out with a fat person, put it that way. But they don't think it now. But what the Thais used to think, it was a sign of prosperity. You had a lot of money, because if you were fat, you ate a lot of good food, and that's what they used to think. And when I got there in 1991, it was very rare that you'd seen an overweight Thai. But of course, in those days, they didn't have McDonald's, they didn't have Burger King, they didn't have Pizza Hut, they didn't have any of that. They ate Thai food 100%. Now they've got a taste for, I mean, even Simon's sons, the teenage boys, one I think is 19, 21, something like that. They're always ordering pizzas, and and it's so easy to get it now, isn't it? Because you've got all these apps where you can have food delivered to your door. Michael, I sat on top of a mountain in Korea listening to this. Really? Michael, are you the Michael from ages ago when you made that little video? You're doing teaching Korea, is it you? It'd be great if it was, because I haven't heard from you for a while. Right. I call Gecko. Paul, you can walk around the cabin a bit during the flight. Okay, so you're talking to someone else. Right. Statins gave me loss of merit. Oh, do you know what? Really? I've got a problem at the moment because I actually forget really easy, and I'm worried about it. And I just assume my mother, when she was 72, she got dementia. She was like sharp as a razor. She used to walk her dogs over Hampstead Heath. I used to go with her sometimes when I drove down there. Sharp as a razor, used to tell jokes. And then within sort of 3 to 6 months, she just didn't even know who I was. I don't visit her anymore. She's like, who are you? And I'm getting a really bad memory now. And my wife said, oh, it's because you're old age. You're getting old. I get a bad memory as well. And I just put it down to old age. But something that really worried me, because my dad also had dementia. And I'm thinking, you know, my mum had it when she was 72. My dad had it. And I'm going to get it. And it scares me to death, right? And it's been really bad recently. Sometimes I'll be on this stream and I'll be talking about something. And then I'll go to get something. And then I want to carry on. I totally forgot what I was talking about. I get out of it most weeks. But you say statin gives me loss of memory affecting my job. I'll look into that because I take statins every day. And it could be a factor. Could be a factor. Right. Okay. Right. Eric Benson, can you still watch all the Premiership games on True Sport? That's not a question for me because most guys on this channel know that I'm not into any sort of sports, football, rugby, anything like that. Are we still going 2 hours and 15 minutes? Right. I'll go till the end of this beer. So if you've got anything to ask it now. Digital Crab, I haven't seen you for a while. Nice to see you in the stream, mate. Thai food can be fattening. Yeah, because of course, a lot of the Thai food, it's stir fried, isn't it? Like one thing I really like to eat. It's so simple. It's not if you have a few beers, it's a good snack. It's a snack for me, but it's Kalpak Gai, right? Chicken fried rice. So you got that a thing of rice that's been fried with a fried egg on top, chicken, a few sticks of the green bits on the side, and I order that a lot when I'm in Thailand because it's not you don't get stuffed, but on the other hand, it's quite filling, it's quite tasty. And yeah, I mean, some of it is because it's fried, and you know, the Thais, it's about cost, isn't it? They're in business, so they're going to use the cheapest oil, and of course, the cheapest oil isn't necessarily the most healthy oil. So, good point. Right, a nomad overseas. Think Thailand and Philippines have the highest rates of diabetes in Asia. Open to correction on that one, though. I honestly don't know, but I can tell you one thing: India has the highest rate of heart attacks anywhere in the world, still to this day. And the reason for that is because their curry, we all like an Indian curry. We love Indian curry. When I lived in India, I put on so much weight. I had buttered chicken every day sent up to the room at the end of the day. If you're still watching Football Nerd, best food in the world. But yeah, you know, the reason why the heart attacks are so prevalent, so number one in the world, is because they have an ingredient that goes into curry called ghee. And what ghee is, so you imagine if you had a pack of butter and you melted that butter in a pot, the most fattening part of that butter floats to the top, and that's called the ghee. And what they do, they skim that off, and they like to put that in the curry when they're making it, and they eat it quite often. And there's a lot of, you know, it causes heart attacks. It furs up the arteries, and they go, and it's a difficult one because it's, you know, that's what they eat. What can you do? A lot of guys, I think, well, you only live once, but you know, it's not a very healthy way to eat. Paul, I'm not reading it. You're back of the class for being so rude, you naughty boy. Right. Okay. Where's Appleyard again? Normally, the only thing I get from a pharmacy over there is Lasix. I don't even know what that is. A day after I get, I think I know what you. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, that happens to me when I first. It always happens, even after 28 years. I think I've been going there. It still happens to this day. When I get to Thailand, the first thing I have to buy. No, not the first thing. The first thing I have to buy is a beer. But the next day, usually, I have to go out across from Nana. There's a little pharmacy there over there. Imodium. I have to get some Imodium tablets because you get somebody might be eating that. Ed might be on another Mountain Mulberry pork pie, so I don't want to come right out with it. But you know, you get an upset stomach and you have to go to the toilet often. You need to stop that, don't you? Even now, when I get to Thailand, I have to buy Imodium. Right. Could be a record tonight, guys. 2 hours, 19 minutes. We've still got over 200 in. We had 300 in, but I think a lot of people are working tomorrow. Cool, I've had 3 of these beers. It's starting to get to me now. Right, okay, what's this now? Dave Andrew says, question, what will be your first Thai meal in Thailand in December? I don't know if you're aiming that at me or someone else, but me, do you know what? It's not actually Thai food. The first meal, God, I can give you 10. I don't know which one will be the first meal, but there's so many Thai dishes I like. One of my favorite meals is hoi lai. And what hoi lai is, it's a baby clams. They fry it with chili. It's spicy. And when you have it with Chang beer, normally out in a nice outdoor restaurant, I normally have 2 plates now. They're little clams and they fry it in chili. It's very spicy. You have it with beer, brilliant. Love it. And of course, seafood. Seafood is always one of the first meals I have out there for the simple reason it's so expensive in the UK compared to Thailand. It's fresh seafood. You can eat lobster, you can eat crab, you can eat those fish on the hot plate. Brilliant. Oh, God, I want to go back so badly now. Right. Yeah, I didn't know that, Josh. China has the highest population of diabetes. Why is that? Because they're thin people. I always associated diabetes with overweight people. Actually, something I haven't told you before. I was type 2 diabetes. I went in. They gave me a test. They said, "Well, look, you're type 2 diabetes. Do you want to go on medicine?" I said, "I don't want to go on medicine." They said, "Well, look, monitor it. Try to do something about it, and we'll see how you get on. Make another appointment in 6 months." And this is a separate diet back then. I lost a lot of weight, and I went back for another test. And they said to me, "Well, if you come in here now, we would class you as not being a diabetic because a lot of the time, diabetes 2, that's self-inflicted. Not diabetes 1, you're born with that. You can't do anything about it. But diabetes 2, it's self-inflicted. You get overweight from eating too much, and if you lose the weight, then it goes." So that surprises me, Josh, that you say China has the highest population of diabetes. I can't imagine what it is. I've worked in China. I spent some time in Dalian, and I was in Beijing a couple of times. Right. Okay, Tony. Speaking of rice, do you ever seen an opinion from brown rice? No, I haven't, Tony. Never. I see white rice with the meals in Thailand. I prefer brown rice because it's slower digested and less fat. And I do, Tony. Part of my diet now. I eat brown rice. I eat brown pasta. It's so easy to get here in the UK. And you're right. I haven't seen it offered in Thailand. I don't know if you know this, but Thailand is a big exporter of rice. Most of their rice, a big percentage, well, not most, but a big percentage goes overseas. But no, I haven't. In answer to your question, no, I haven't. Right. Okay. Okay. Right. Football Nerd. Absolutely the best food. The hotels and even people nowadays put in too much oil, unfortunately, in their food these days. Yeah. You're probably, I don't know whereabouts you live in India, Football Nerd, but when I worked in the Taj, they opened a bar at the back of the Taj called Leopold's Bar. You must have heard of it, Leopold's. It was on the news for all the wrong reasons, as was the Taj movie. You know what I mean? That happened after my time there. I really like the food in India. I mean, I like Indian food anyway. And what I used to like was the thali. You know, the thali with, of course, you know the thali, you're Indian. The thali, you get on the banana leaf and the guy comes around with a big pot and you know, absolutely brilliant. Very, very nice. Right. Frankie W. Oh, okay. Ed, you're not eating again, are you? I'm worried about you, honestly. Eating cheese on toast. Last night you had a melted Mulberry pork pie, the size of a, well, not dinner plate, small plate, but you're eating cheese on toast. That's one of the, I don't want to say this the wrong way. You know, I've lost all this weight. One of the ways I've actually achieved it is that that's a nice word, isn't it? I achieved it. One of the things I used to eat at night, like you're doing now, cheese on toast, pork pies, that sort of thing. And what had happened with me, I put a lot of weight on the first lockdown because what would happen is I was depressed, not depressed, but I was down, I was bored. So I'd watch Netflix, whatever, and it'd get to about 11:30, 12. And of course, there was no work at then. I wasn't working, so I didn't need to wake up. So I had a few beers and a little bit of whiskey, if truth be told. And yeah, look, only a little one there. I don't know if you can see that. See through. Anyway, so what happened? I wasn't working. I was watching TV. My wife was upstairs watching Korean movies, so I was alone. And I just got like, I'd go to the fridge and chuck a pizza in, I chuck some oven chips in, and I ballooned out. And you know, one of my secrets now, and I will talk about this when I do the diet video. One of my secrets is after sort of 5:36, I do not eat. I don't eat. And if I'm starving and I can't stand it, I have a banana. And if I'm still starving, I'll have an apple. And if I'm still hungry, I'll go for a tangerine. Okay. We've been going for 2 hours 24. Do you know what? I said to myself tonight, I'm going to do an Ed Sweeney. I'm going to do 1 hour 20 minutes. That's enough because I'm doing it every week. But you know what, guys? I like doing the live stream. I like talking to you guys. It's going well. So I've got a little bit of beer left. I'll go for a little while longer. Where are we? Paul Hoss. God, Paul. I won't ban you because there's nothing sort of offensive, but I've got to be careful what you put up. Right. I just seen a good one there, but I've lost it. Right, what's this one? It's like Ed said the other day, you just lose, and Trevor as well. They just right. Josh, I wonder how much hotel quarantine can end up costing you in Thailand if you end up testing positive to COVID. Well, this is a $22 million question, isn't it? Because the problem is when you choose, if you like, let's just say you went through and they said sorry, but you're positive. You then have to stay in one of their appointed hotels, which you have to pay for. Put it this way, I don't think you get much change back from, well, I don't want to put a figure on it, but it wouldn't be cheap. Right. I'll just call you Professor, okay? I don't want to do the long one. Right, you will be having nightmares eating Chinese food before bed. But I just don't think you should eat before you sleep, guys, late at night. I know it's tempting. I'm not trying to be like a reformed, reformed smokers. They love to talk about how they gave it a smoke, and I don't want to be like that. But right, there's a message for you, Ed. Right, Wes Appleyard, Edward Sweeney. I haven't had what's that? Is it breaky yet? In 10, 12, here is another. You just made me hungry. Yeah, that's the problem. You watch Ed Sweeney's streams, you want to go and eat something. Right, is it Zimmy? Hey Ed, really enjoyed the Greek vlogs. I need to go. Yeah, I kind of watched them. Your vlogs. I wasn't really. I'll be honest with you, Ed. I wasn't really interested in the Turkey ones, but the ones you did in Greek. I'll tell you what come to mind for me for that one. It's a totally different scene to Thailand. But when I watched your videos, you know where they had all those restaurants with like a crest going around the sea, and you had all those nice restaurants. When I watched that, I thought that'd be a nice place to take the wife for a kind of weekend, not a weekend, maybe 4 days, because it's fairly close and it looked nice, to be honest with you. But I don't think it's really a sort of single guy's place anyway. Right, what's this now? A nomad overseas. I'm hoping those street bars will be opening back. Yeah, they're cleaned up on all those. That's the problem, isn't it? When I arrived, great fun, could sit there. Yeah. Do you remember? Look, one of my hobbies was when I was in Soy Cowboy. They towards the end they closed. They used to be open all night, near enough till 5, 6 in the morning. But they were closing at 2. The police were around there, maybe 2:30. You got out of there. But when I always walk from Soy Cowboy to my hotel in Soy Fort, it's a hell of a walk. You sweat like hell, but when you jump into the shower, you feel great. And what I used to like was when you cross over and you're on, you come out of Soy Cowboy, there's Asok, and then you cross over, take your life in your hands, and you walk along that pavement. There's so many. The Thais are so entrepreneurial. They come along with a little cheap aluminium table. They set it up. They've got an ice box full of beers. Her mate's behind her with a single burner and rice and pre-prepared food. And they open up a business at 3 o'clock in the morning, and they entice you in. You want a beer? It's only 40 baht, and you sit down. You end up having half a dozen cans of beer on top of what you've already had, plus a plate of rice, and you meet new company there, and you go back. Great memories, guys. Great memories. Let's hope it comes back. Let's hope it all comes back exactly as it was. Right, Zimmy. I was born there, came to Australia when I was 4. Okay. Right, I'm giving you a bit of exposure tonight, Football Nerd, because you're here every week. So, digital. All right, okay, you talked to Digital Crab. Okay, Ed says China is beautiful, very Venetian. Okay, yeah, I don't want to say anything bad about China. It wasn't one of my favorite places that I visited. I did 6 months in Dalian, which is a coastal town. I did Beijing a few times. I worked in a couple of hotels in Beijing. Luckily, I was there just after the Tiananmen Square thing, when they had the student protests. Right. Cycle, is it cycle? It's not cycle, surely. Yeah, maybe it is. Thailand's obesity rate is 10%. The UK is about 30%. It doesn't surprise me. America's probably about 50%. Not slating Americans, but there is a lot of overweight people in America, and that's come over here now, hasn't it? Right. Okay. What else? Right, guys, it's been a good one. It's 2.5 hours. Can you believe it? I can't believe it. 2.5 hours. Have you been listening to me? Still over 200 in. Good to see you, Ed. I hope I might get a mention on your stream. Check out the email I sent you. Happy to help. Guys, that's me. I'm out of it. Thank you to everyone. 3 videos, 3 stories tomorrow. The upload on Sunday with Michael. Thai dating. Nearly forgot that one. Right, that's it. Thanks a lot, guys. I'll see you next Friday.